Hey, we live again, twice in the same day. What's up? What's up, guys? Huge AMD stuff. Man, a lot has freaking happened since earlier today. It might not even be the same day for you guys. It might be the next day, depending on where you are. What's up? What's up? By the way, let me know how audio sounds, that kind of stuff. Hello, Leo. I was looking at a little bit of discussion before the stream. What the heck was happening in the PC world chat? How crazy are they? How unhinged are these dudes? Yeah, I saw the video cards article. I don't really want to spoil it, if I'm being honest. I'm just gonna show you that it is out there. But I wanna watch it live. What? Music or me? What's low? I'm having weird issues. Like, for some reason, this is as loud as I can get. When does it begin? It starts at 9:30 my time. It starts in 30 minutes, basically. How long do we have? About 30 minutes. Music's too low. Okay, I can turn it up a bit. Yeah, so a lot happened between previous stream about Nvidia today and then since then. So I was like working on the bathroom above me, and in between it, I was outside and my mom found a bunny that was like hurt and it needed help. So that's what we were doing. It was real beat up. I think a cat got to it. It was a poor bunny. We got it to a shelter. And it, oh man, it was rough. I'll show you guys a picture. I won't show anything graphic. It does look bad. The video show was ass, I agree. I'm alright. Yeah, look at the little bunny. Poor guy, man. He was hurting. He got beat up. He had like, I'm not gonna show you guys the bad part. Like he was like gashed up on his back, and like flies got to him. He had like little guys. This is bad. It's like there's like maggots on him. He's like healthy, like he's breathing fine and stuff, but man, those flies are vicious, man. So yeah, we got him to a shelter and we cleaned off a lot of the maggots. Yeah, but he was cute. He's so cute. It was so weird though, because I've never seen a bunny that like, I mean, usually you see a rabbit bunny and they just run away from you instantly, but bro, I just like picked him up. It was so weird. I just held him. Why not a vet and make it a pet? I mean, I think these are wild rabbits. I don't think they're meant to run around. There's like, I think there's different kinds of rabbits. Like there's a rabbit that is like they just don't jump that much, but these guys are fast. They want to move. Are you taking a shot every time they say AI? I probably should, bro. I'm probably gonna die though. What kind of games do you even play, or is your time spent doing content creation? At the moment, I haven't had that much time to game, unfortunately. Pretty much busy. But I did make a little bit of time to play some Last of Us Part 1. Man, that game is good. Shit. Such a good game. Also, so this is what we're going to be checking out. So AMD's did an announcement at Computex. And this is actually Computex. Like Nvidia did one earlier, but that's before Computex. So yeah, jackrabbits. I think it might be a jackrabbit. Is there even a difference between a rabbit and a hare? I don't even know. I don't think we're seeing new GPUs. I think this is all CPU announcements. So what the leaks and rumors have been up to this point is that they're announcing Ryzen 9000 series. They're also announcing Ryzen AI 300, which is probably the stupidest thing I've ever fucking heard. Why the hell are they putting AI in front of, dude? Why are they copying Intel's naming scheme? It is the stupidest thing. It is so stupid. 9000 series Ryzen should be good, but Ryzen AI, why do you have to make the names confusing? The names were already confusing, and they're gonna get worse now. I just know it. Like, have you ever seen chips on the laptop side? It's like, what the heck are all these numbers, bro? It's like they just pick a number. They just roll a dice and they're like, okay, that's what we're calling it. But yeah, apparently this stuff has been leaked. There is this slide here. I'm not really looking at it, but we can cross-reference this later, I guess. I want to see it live and get the actual reaction. How this info got out, I don't know. It happens, I guess. You can see that there's no leaks about the Nvidia presentation earlier because Nvidia really didn't have anything to say. So you just join the Discord and can't access any channels. You got to get verified on it. There's a little verification channel. You just click a check mark. You get all the channels. Just so no one get bots. It's basically CAPTCHA. I tried to pin in the support page and also on the welcome page to the server on Discord. I tried to tell people that, but I think a lot of people miss it. And I tried to pin it in the support channel, but the pin gets lost. There should be a verification channel. Like, I can show it on mine. So you'll have a little thing here on essentials. There'll be rules, and then there'll be a verification channel. Yeah, sometimes you have to refresh. I thought a lot of people just have issues with it. Yeah, and then also, so Intel's also going to be announcing some stuff here. Theirs is in another day or so. I think it's going to be Arrow Lake. I'm not sure if they're going to do Lunar Lake, which I don't even know if their CPUs are going to be called anymore, guys. I think Lunar Lake is Core Ultra 200, which is so weird because they just started Core Ultra on Intel's side with Meteor Lake, and then like that literally got released earlier this year, and then by this point in the year, there's already on their second generation. It's so stupid. It's so stupid, bro. Why do they have so many generations? Like, Intel's had like... God, Intel's had like three generations of CPUs in like 2 years. Maybe 4. Because they had 13th gen, 14th gen. And if you want to go on the laptop side, they had Meteor Lake. And then now they're gonna have Lunar Lake on desktop. That's so stupid, bro. And they're not even really like generations. Like, Lunar Lake is, but 14th gen is literally just the same thing. So yeah, this is what we're gonna be looking at. I mean, AMD's been on top of the game with CPUs. Obviously, the 7800X3D came out, and this is the CPU I have in my test PC and my gaming PC. It works like a dream. My buddy just got one too, and he like, it got him another, like, he isn't playing like super CPU demanding games, but he went from a Ryzen 5900X to a 7800X3D. And when he went from that, he got like another 10 to 20 FPS in his games, and his entire system's like drawing like half the power. So the 7800X3 is a beast. Gamers Nexus called it the best overall CPU of 2023. I'm pretty sure that was, yeah. 7800X3D, and it got crowned the best gaming, not boost balanced, best gaming CPU of 2023. It is hard to compete with. This thing is a beast. Man, this thing is beat up. Do you see this CPU that's here? This poor guy. Man. It is like, they sell those pins, but that poor CPU, man. What has it been through? What specs are in your primary PC? They're in the description. Even my monitors and stuff are in there. All that cost for upgrading to 10 to 20 FPS. I mean, if he was playing more CPU demanding games, it'd be a lot more. Because I went from a 5900X to a 7800X 3D2, and it was like literally like in some games like 50% faster or something. Maybe like 60, 70. It just depends on what you play. So yeah, these CPUs are beautiful, and that's the thing. So AMD is going to be announcing that like 9000 series. So this is Zen 5. And they're also going to be announcing the Ryzen AI 300, which is stupid. But it seems like these... Wait. This is funny. Wait, this is a leak from the Nvidia deck earlier. Apparently some of these laptops have the AMD chips in them. But those AI chips are, I think, going to be laptop side, and they're going to be with... They're called Strix Point CPUs. There's so many names. But yeah, this is Strix Point. They're supposed to have really good integrated graphics on them. Prince just said I got my Asus 4K OLED monitor and it's a dreamer. Bro. I've thought about pulling the trigger on something like that, but dude, those monitors are like, it's like $1,200. I don't think it's, oh God, my monitor is about $250, $300. And I don't think that monitor is 4 times better than mine. It's better, but yeah. As I said, what's your favorite looking PC case, or at least one that you really like? Honestly, I don't care about PC cases. If it fits what I have, I don't give a shit, bro. I really don't. I'm not into like the style of things. I put my PC underneath my desk, and then my gaming PC, my testing PC or whatever, is on my desk, and I can show you some footage I have of it. It's just an open air test bench. Like it doesn't look fancy though. Wait, when a few years OLED monitors flood the market, they probably will. They probably will. 1 second, let me see if I can find this. So it should be, oh. Yeah. So it's like this. Like this is on my desk, all these cables and shit. Like I don't care. Where's the keynote getting streamed? It's on AMD's channel. Just look up AMD on YouTube. Yo, could I set a timer for... Maybe I could set a timer. I think I could do that. Timer. Oh, I have caps lock on. We can get this on here. Okay. So then we can show this. AMD's stream. Oh shit, I don't even have it up. One sec. Okay. So it is in 16 minutes or so. Okay. Let me put this on, get a little window capture in here, get it up on the screen. Where is, wait, what? You can't window cap, what? You can't window capture. What the hell? The timer app, you can't do it. What? No way. That is damn near the stupidest thing I ever seen. What the hell? Okay, well, I guess I'll just I have the timer up on my screen though. So what are people saying in this chat? MSI Claw is great. That's so much cap. Now I'm gonna change my R5 4500. Okay, okay. Seems like people are cooking. Apologies for the non-stop questions, but how are you zooming in on your browser? It's just a plugin on OBS. That's it. Yeah, MSI Claw. Like, why would you buy an MSI Claw when every other handheld exists? I feel like, dude, like companies saw the opportunity on the handheld market, like with the Ally, for example, when Asus came in first, other than the Steam Deck. Whereas where the big companies were, I mean, there's GPD and whatever the other companies, Neo. But it's like they're like flooding the market. Like there ain't no way that these are gonna like stick around. I think the Claw is probably gonna die. Windows, Switch. I mean, the Switch. If you want to go real back, then I mean, we're talking like a DS at that point. Yeah. Their stream starts pretty soon. There you go. It's 9:30 my time, which is 9:30 their time. It's their morning. It's 12-hour difference. Look, I'm going like... What OLED TV you got? I got none of them. Absolutely zero of them. I got the OLED Steam Deck, and I think the OLED Steam Deck looks phenomenal. Although I don't like playing with HDR on it. I think it's just hard to see shit. I get that it works, but I think HDR is annoying. So, I don't like to use it. Missing out big time. I'm missing out on spending like over $1,000 on the TV. Yep. I'm really missing out. I'm really missing out, guys. I think I'll make it. I get that they're cool, but I ain't spending that. Until biting the curve 4K. You can just... I mean, it really depends. Like, should you basically stick with your B650 motherboard, or should you splurge out on a new motherboard? It really depends if they're making any like new features with it. I don't really know what new features for these motherboards that they'd be introducing when it comes down to it, because there's already PCIe Gen 5. There's already usually tons of I/O on your board. You get high-speed USB. You get, I mean, if you have all your connectors on your board that you want, I don't know why you would upgrade your board. Unless you really are going for an aesthetic. Wi-Fi 6, I mean, I think my board has Wi-Fi 6 already. And mine's a B650. And it might have 6E. I have the Gigabyte B650 Gaming XAX. That's the one I have. Yeah, it has Wi-Fi 6E and 2.5 gigabit LAN. And it doesn't have the Intel chipset on the Wi-Fi, or on the Ethernet, because the Ethernet chipsets on these first AMD boards is having problems. I mean, is Wi-Fi 7 going to make that much of a difference to most people? I don't think so. Don't you need a router to take advantage of Wi-Fi 7 as well? So you're gonna upgrade your router or your access point. Yeah, so that's basically the only reason you'd want it. I don't know how else you'd want it. I mean, they're gonna keep making new motherboards every time. The only other thing is, like, if you get like an X series motherboard, you might get like extra PCIe lanes or whatever, all the extra features of those higher tier boards that you might want. Like I know for my main PC, I had to go with X570, so this is AM4, because I needed more like a PCIe switcher to use the capture cards I had. No, it's the same camera. Also, I was thinking about making a video on this, but I didn't know how to frame it. I got this motherboard for $80 at Micro Center, open box, which was insane. Perfect condition, all the accessories included, $80. And this was back in December of 2023 when motherboards were still kind of expensive. Like this was like a $200 board, and I got it for $80, and it was perfect. And then I got the 7800X3D in a bundle, and I got that CPU at that time for $220. It was insane. It's insane, bro. Those kind of deals are really hard to replicate, but Jesus Christ, it was insane. And then basically, I mean, so if you like, what is it called? If you amortize the price of the CPU out of the bundle deal, that's how much it costs. I haven't sold that extra motherboard and RAM that it came with, just because I'm keeping it for a backup, just in case. Paid that for my 7600X. Oof. And 7800X 3D. Man. I don't know why. They were like giving it away. That wasn't even December. I got that around Black Friday, actually. But it wasn't a Black Friday deal. Everything I bought there was not on Black Friday. I like hunting for those deals. I mean, technically I can write this shit off. So it isn't that big of a deal to me, but I just like it. I'm gonna have this up. It's not starting though. It's their intro screen. It's probably still gonna start in 7 minutes here. Usually a lot of companies do like a pre-roll screen so that you can get in. What time is it in Taiwan? I don't know. I think it's 9:30 p.m. right now. No, a.m. It's 9:30 a.m. So this is like one of the first things that happened at Computex. Have you guys ever been to Computex? I live nowhere near it. Like it is like, I'm like literally, I'm 12 hours away, which means I'm literally on the opposite side of the world. I'm wondering how these deals are going to work out on new motherboards too when Ryzen 9000 series comes out. Is there going to be like this major difference in price of the motherboards? Because like if there is no reason to upgrade a motherboard, why would the older 600 series motherboards really cost less than the new ones? So I don't know if it's going to be different at all. What is AMD announcing today? Well, they're announcing their new CPUs, Ryzen 9000, and then Ryzen AI 300, stupid name, which is their mobile CPUs / APUs / AI coprocessors. Announcing any chipset information, I actually have no clue. No, this would not be on a new socket, guys. That's the whole point of AM5. AM5 was 7000 series, and hopefully we're gonna get AM5 CPUs on the same socket. Hopefully. They guaranteed at least till 2025, but hopefully for like 3 to 4 generations. That's the whole draw of AMD right now, is that you can get CPUs that are like you can keep upgrading them over time. That kind of stuff. Yeah, they'll probably keep introducing AM4 CPUs too. Oh my god. AM5 will be around for a while. AM4 is still really... I'm still on AM4 on my main system, guys. So like, unless you need the literal like peak gaming performance, even on AM4 right now, the 5800 X3D is still a really good option for gaming performance. But like, unless you need peak gaming performance with like really high single core performance, it isn't that big of a deal. If I'm being honest. Yeah, thanks, Alchemist. I'm in Scotland. And I'm not 2,000 miles from Computex. That's it. Nah, you're fine, ASD. Yeah, I mean, I have a 5800 X3D too, because I upgraded to that, and then I was like, I was building an ITX PC, and I was going to AM5 anyways for it, so I went ahead and just upgraded it to AM5. No, my main PC is still on AM4. Great platform. Do I like AMD or Intel CPUs? Well, if it tells you anything, I've been on AMD since 2017. So you can be the judge of that. AM4 is still worth it no matter what people tell you. I don't think, if you're buying a new system right now and you are going to buy a new motherboard anyways, AM4 isn't worth it anymore. It's like, it's about, the motherboards are just a little bit cheaper than AM5, and you might as well get the new platform. Like, what? It's so stupid to buy into an old platform now. For work / gaming combo, go Intel. I don't even think you're right on that anymore. Because like the 7950X is still a great gaming CPU. It's almost on par with the 13900K. Motherboard refreshes are such a scam. I don't think so. Like they did the refresh to AM5, and they still giving you new CPUs on AM4 up until the end of last year. Or did they even? They might have released a new AM4 CPU this year. I might be wrong, which is crazy. Intel does have quick sync. That's true. How is 7950X with temperatures? I have no clue. I don't have one. My 7800 X3D is great, and I have a tiny cooler on it. We're genuinely talking about that. My cooler is only that big on my 7800 X3D. It's quiet. I put one of those cheap Arctic fans on it that are really quiet, and it's usually, it only peaks at like, now if I run at full core load, it's like 80 degrees or 85 degrees, which is almost throttling. Throttles a little bit, but if it's just on gaming load, it's like 60 degrees, and it's like so quiet, and it's a tiny cooler. What's my GPU? I have a bunch of them. My main piece, everything on my main PC is in the description. I'm on the 4080 Super right now though. It's just the best GPU I have. So I'm gonna use the 4080 Super in my main build, basically. Because I want that a good editing performance. The worst thing is when you're editing is like, and stuff just doesn't want to like play properly. It's so annoying, bro. So if you can do anything to alleviate that, it's great. The 4080 Super is honestly, like on the top end, the 7900 XTX versus the 4080 Super. The 4080 Super killed the XTX, I think. I don't know why you get it. Unless you really want 24 gigs of VRAM, which I just don't think it's worth it. Hey, my 3600 CL22 is 64 gigs of RAM though. I had to slow it down. Yeah, thanks Gamer for being a member. Timer done. I don't think you guys can hear that. Am I behind? No. Where's the AI counter? Like, if it tells you anything though, we're still gonna be getting AI on this, which feels bad. Ah, God. I'd say probably At least the first half of the presentation is just going to be about AI. What's your motherboard and what's the name of your test bench? Which PC? The new one? It's this motherboard. I have the version 1.3 revision. There's tons of revisions of this board. They like messed up or something. But revision 1.3 is pretty good. And then, what did you even say? I forget the second part. Oh, I don't even know what the name of my case is. It was just some generic open air stand-up case I found on Amazon. I needed one that stood up so that it could fit in the corner of my desk like this. I couldn't have it coming out. Like if it came out on my desk here, it'd just take up way too much space. So I got a riser cable and just put my GPUs in the front so I can swap them out faster. So the new CPUs are TSMC N4P AI desk. If it was an AI desk, then I would just like upscale and get more space. You know what I mean? Yeah, you just had to look for them. I don't know. I got a generic one. You had to build it yourself. Like, I don't even think they sell that one anymore. And I only got it like a few months ago. That was in like January. Has Nvidia released their PC CPUs? I don't think so. I never heard anything actually releasing it. But there's rumors it's happening. 3:30 while I'm awake. Are you talking in military time? Goddamn. Yeah, video cards already has everything. I'm watching this live though. We're gonna experience this together. Don't you dare spoil it. Even though I briefly saw that they did that. I don't think Nvidia's releasing their CPUs yet. Thanks, JR. Love the vids. Keep it up. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. When is Anti-Lag 2 coming out? It's already out. It's just in one game. That was such a... Dude, Radeon is just like such a mess, man. Also, maybe they'll talk about FSR 3.1 in this conference too, because that update... This was supposed to come... This was announced back in mid-March. And I thought in here it said it was supposed to get in Ratchet and Clank in Q2. So it's only June now, so maybe they'll talk about that. So maybe we'll see that. This is supposed to be a big improvement on the FSR upscaling. It's like the stability looks a lot better. Although I will say the image on the left here looks sharper than the one on the right. And here a lot of the motion gets fixed as this stuff kind of happens. So maybe they'll talk about this. Maybe that'll be a little surprise announcement, but I guess we'll see there. AMD GPU sliders insane. I'm gonna get canceled, man. The AMD fanboy, they're gonna get me. They're gonna get me. I'm cooked. It's for real though, bro. Like they do not handle Radeon very well. It's like Anti-Lag 2. Because they did this, and then it's only in Counter-Strike 2 because now they had to backtrack on themselves. I seriously think there's a good way to do Anti-Lag 2 where they can integrate it into some games and use Anti-Lag Plus on the driver side to get it in other games. But yeah. You know, Digital Found they will peep the shit out of FSR 3. For sure. Honestly, everyone will. I probably will too. Because that's the thing, is like a lot of people like to talk about on things like, oh, FSR doesn't look as bad as people make it out to be. We don't have to zoom in and look at it. Is like the only reason like a lot of people like zoom in and look at something on an edit or something for a video is to show the people watching the video. Because you can see this stuff while you're playing the game. FSR genuinely does not look good compared to like DLSS or XeSS. Like it ain't even close in most games. In some games it can hold up, but that is once in a blue moon. Like I think it holds up in Ghost of Tsushima. I think that's it. That's the only game I can think of. So yeah. Watching on Intel A770 is pretty good GPU. I want to retest the Intel ones again. Also, keep in mind that it struggles a lot in both path and ray tracing. DLSS is good, man. DLA is good. Now the thing is, like, it's so weird, but you pay more for Nvidia GPUs, and at the moment, you can almost turn on upscalers and not see as much of a quality difference like as you would on AMD. So like you can, Nvidia is gonna want to call it as like, oh, you basically get more performance, and they're not exactly wrong. That's the scary part. Like DLSS looks really good. Like at 1440p, I would pretty much always turn on DLSS quality. Hold up, wait, that changed. Are they starting? It moved a little bit. No, it's just music. I got excited for a second. The GPUs need more VRAM. Yeah, they do. Wonder if we'll be getting that. Yeah, this is probably just CPU, APU kind of stuff. I also think that, like, I made a video recently, like, I genuinely think that there's gonna be no reason to get an like a DLSS frame generation or use that unless Nvidia announces something like pretty significant with it. There's like no reason. Everyone wanted to go pro Vex, so I don't even know what that means. I hope the entire show is about the 8900 XTX that isn't coming, as far as we know. The difference between DLSS 3.5 and 3.7 Cyberpunk is noticeable. It probably is. I mean, I never tested those between each other. I've heard theories like DLSS 4 is gonna be it was with Tom from Moore's Law is Dead, that it would be like basically a way to maintain a frame rate. So like it will, if it like, say you could say your target frame rate is 120 FPS, and it will use a combination of upscalers and frame generation to reach 120 FPS while trying to maintain the best latency possible and the best image quality. So it'd be like this balance. Maybe you could like set it as like prefer, you say prefer performance, which would be like more upscaling focused, or you could say it prefers quality, which would be like more frame generation focused. All these AM dummies. Did I miss something? Yeah, we're Intel cells here. So yeah, dynamic resolution plus upscaling. Wait, that's, I think you got the backwards, but it's a dynamic resolution plus frame generation. That's what I think it is. So I could see that. I could actually see that being the future. Now, the weird part is if they try to target something like that, you're targeting a frame rate, it's going to be hard to market their higher end products unless they only base that marketing on raw performance. Because if every GPU could technically get 120 FPS, it's going to be hard to market that to the normal person as like, oh, I don't know if the image quality is going to look that much worse. Like, you know what I mean? But that's probably a possible future with it. Yeah, Nvidia, Intels, and AM dummies. See, like, think about it right now. On the CPU game, AMD's kind of on top right now. But remember, just in a few years, like, I can change. AMD might get complacent at the top. Who fucking knows? Like, who knows, man? Yeah, dude, they're 9 minutes late. That's why competition is good. Yeah. Because, like, just think, like, this generation, if Intel comes out and they have competitively, like, performance CPUs, I mean, like, if they're in a decent range. Excuse me. If they're in a decent range, but then they're also, if they have platform longevity, like, if they have something that's going to come out in the next, like, you could stay on the Intel platform for, like, 3 generations or something that are good generations, not 12th gen, 13th gen, 14th gen, because those are ass in comparison to each other. Those are basically like a small step in performance. But if they offer like platform longevity, then all of a sudden it's going to be pretty close between AMD and Intel. That's AMD's main advantage. Yeah, I also agree. Intel is good for colder climates. And maybe if you want to sweat a lot during the summer. Also, Hardware Unboxed did an interesting video on Intel CPUs, trying to see, I don't know how accurate it really is, but trying to see if 3D V-cache or having more cache on Intel CPUs actually helps. Because AMD CPUs benefit greatly from having 3D V-cache, especially in gaming. But it isn't necessarily the same for Intel because they're architecturally very different. So, Hardware Unboxed did a cool video on that. It's hard to tell though, because there are different CPUs. Like, it's not like Intel makes a specific 3D V-cache one like AMD did. But, you know, you don't even know if it works. There might be a reason that Intel isn't doing that. You think it's like a no-brainer, but, yeah. I thought Intel would have been working on that too, unless AMD's had some kind of patent that made Intel not be able to. AMD needs cache because of chiplets. I could see that because they're trying to communicate with each other. The only problem with that idea though is AMD, the 7800X3D is only on one chip. It's on one CCX, so doesn't really, the 3D V-cache doesn't really change it. Nah, I might be wrong on that. I might be really mixed up on that. Is there still chiplets inside of a CCX? No, you didn't miss it. AMD real late. I mean, Intel did compete well with AMD here, but they were also pumping the power like insane. And I honestly think that, I mean, AMD seems like they're being competitive with their prices, but I feel like Intel CPUs, which is with as many cores that are on them and everything, I feel like they're selling them almost at a loss or something. Not a loss, but like barely breaking even. I might be completely wrong, but I don't have that insider knowledge on that stuff, but it just seems ridiculous how much cheap you can get them. Except for their top end ones, like your 14900K, it's like $500. Prices are rumored to stay the same. I wouldn't expect them to change. Unless they went up a little bit, I could see that. Hey, what if they just got up on stage and Lisa and Jensen were just like boxing? Yeah, they don't all run it. Yeah, they don't all run it 100%, as far as I know. I haven't tried Intel in a long time. And the last time I was on Intel was, God, 2016. I had an i5 2500. And if my boy K2 is still in chat, he can attest to that. I think I gave him that CPU or sold it to him for like $50. That's when I first started, bro. I built my PC for, I think it was $350 or $400. I built a whole PC. Had an i5 2500. a decent motherboard, a GTX 770 with 2 gigs of VRAM. Whoa, 2 gigabytes. And yeah, it's a good PC. Back then, I got a hard drive though. Yeah, that's the thermal limits on the Intel CPUs. You like can never run them at 100% because they're just like constantly like on it. What's up, Ron? I missed my 7970. I didn't even have those GPUs, bro. Those predate me. 3 gigabyte is a beast. Purchased a 3770K a long time ago for $30. Wow. Like, I mean, just like think about it. It's like right now. Oh, wait, they're starting.
The AMD opening keynote speech. Taisha Chairman James Huang will help us introduce our keynote speaker. Please once again welcome James to the stage.
It seems very loud. Let me fix that.
Now, the moment you have been waiting for.
How's it? Audio?
As Chair and CEO of AMD, Dr. Lisa Su has led the company's transformation into a powerhouse of high-performance computing. Under her visionary leadership, AMD
this guy's probably related to
achieved
Jensen.
remarkable success. Dr. Su was recently named the 2024 Chief Executive of the Year by Chief Executive Magazine. Recognized for her role in one of the most spectacular achievements in technology sector. Dr. Su's influence extends beyond AMD. She has been a key advocate for the integration of AI across industries.
I mean, Lisa Su saved AMD.
Its transformative power. Her commitment
They wouldn't
to
be here right now.
innovation and collaboration is evident in her leadership style, which focuses on the development of cutting-edge solutions while fostering an inclusive and forward-looking company culture. Now, on behalf of Computex, I'm very pleased to welcome our old friend, Lisa. But we are going to share a video from AMD first.
At least they don't have AMD AI up top. Oh, never mind. Sorry, my bad.
AMD makes the limitless potential of AI possible.
The echo is through the video, by the way.
Edge to cloud.
Just what it sounds
Powered
like.
by some of the most advanced GPUs, CPUs, and NPUs on the planet. And enabled by an open software approach that's accessible to all. Together with our partners, AI from AMD helps make more imagination possible. Innovation, breakthroughs, and healing possible. Peace of mind and thrills possible.
I will say Nvidia is way more involved in the whole, you know, like external things than AMD is, at least from my knowledge. And AMD makes a lot of servers though, like with CPUs. Yep, I would expect AI to be a good chunk of this presentation.
Please join me in
I can make
welcoming
my
Dr.
camera a little
Lisa
smaller.
Su, Chair and CEO of AMD. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Gotta get the pictures.
Good morning. 早安，大家好。
She's like, that's all I know.
Thank you, James, for that very, very warm introduction. And welcome to everyone joining us today in Taipei and from around the world as we open Computex 2024. Every year, Computex is such an important event for our industry as we bring together all members of the ecosystem to share new products, to talk about new innovations, and really discuss the future of technology. But this year is even more special with the rapid innovation around AI and all of the new technology everywhere. It is
Sick.
actually the biggest and the most important
AI
Computex ever,
is so cool,
and I'm
man.
so honored to be here to open the show. Now, we have a lot of new products and news to share today, so let's just go ahead and get started. Now, at AMD, we're all about pushing the envelope in high performance and adaptive computing to help solve the world's most important challenges. From cloud and enterprise data centers to 5G networks to healthcare, industrial, automotive, PCs, gaming, and AI, AMD technology is everywhere, powering the lives of billions of people every day. AI is our #1 priority, and we're at the beginning of an incredibly exciting time for the industry as AI transforms virtually every business, improves our quality of life, and reshapes every part of the computing market. AMD is uniquely positioned to power the end-to-end infrastructure that will define the AI computing.
You guys remember when gaming was the buzzword?
Enterprise clusters
remember that?
To the next generation of AI-enabled intelligent embedded devices and PCs. Now, to deliver all of these leadership AI solutions, we're focused on 3 priorities. First, it's delivering a broad portfolio of high-performance, energy-efficient compute engines for AI training and inference, including CPUs,
More server-side
GPUs,
stuff is crazy.
and NPUs. Second, it's about
No
enabling
gamer
an
graphics cards.
open and proven and a developer-friendly ecosystem that really ensures that all of the leading AI frameworks, libraries, and models are fully enabled on AMD hardware. And third, it's about partnership. It's really about co-innovating with our partners, including the largest cloud, OEM, software.
They like
and AI
really drive this home.
as we work together
Like,
to bring the best
in all their
AI
presentations, it is like we're working with all these AI
Now,
companies.
today, we're going to talk about a lot of new technologies and products, including our brand new Zen 5 core, which is the highest performance and
they're
most
confirming it right
energy-efficient
there.
core we've ever built.
Zen 5.
And our next generation XDNA2 NPU
XDNA.
core that enables leadership performance and capabilities for AI PCs.
See, they're already on their 2nd gen NPU.
And we're also going to be joined by a number of our partners as we launch our new Ryzen notebook and desktop processors and preview our data center CPU
They're calling
GPU
it
portfolio
gaming.
for this
It's not
exciting AI
AI.
world. So let's go ahead and get started with gaming PCs.
Sick.
Now, at AMD,
Man, they're getting right into it.
we
Never
love
mind.
gaming. Hundreds of millions of gamers everywhere use AMD technology.
Oh, their
From
gaming
the
revenue
latest
is down.
Sony and Microsoft consoles, to the highest-end gaming PCs, to new handheld devices like the Steam Deck, Legion Go, and ROG Ally. Today, I'm excited to show you what's next for PC gaming with Ryzen.
Okay.
Our new Ryzen 9000 CPUs are the world's
fucking
fastest
go.
consumer PC processors, bringing our new Zen 5 core to the AM5 platform with support for the latest
Imagine
I/O
they
and
just got rid of
memory
AM5 already.
technologies, including PCIe 5 and DDR5. I'm happy to show you now our brand new Zen 5 core. Zen 5 is actually the next big step in high-performance CPUs.
Really?
It's
No
a
way.
grounds-up design that's extremely
their best
high
CPU
performance
ever?
and also incredibly energy efficient. You're going to see Zen 5 everywhere, from supercomputers to data centers and PCs. And when you look at the technology behind this, we have so much
It's already
new
better than
technology.
Nvidia's.
We have a new parallel dual pipeline front end, and what this does is it improves branch prediction accuracy and reduces latency. It also enables us to deliver much more
That's a good
performance for
upgrade.
every clock cycle. We also designed Zen 5 with a wider CPU engine and instruction window to run more instructions in parallel for leadership compute throughput and efficiency.
I always think it's funny
As a
when a
result,
CEO is
compared to
definitely
Zen
just
4,
reading
we
a
get
script.
double the
You can tell.
instruction bandwidth, double the data bandwidth between the cache and floating point unit, and double the AI performance with full AVX 512 throughput. All of this comes together in the product in Ryzen 9000 series, and we're delivering an average of 16% higher IPC across a
I'm
broad range
screenshotting
of
that.
application benchmarks and games compared to Zen 4.
Boys, we gotta say that
So
for later.
now, let me show you the top-of-the-line Ryzen 9 9950X for the very first time.
Ooh.
There you go.
16. It's still 16 cores, 32 threads.
We have 16 Zen 5 cores, 32
I don't think you really
threads,
need any more, if I'm
up
being
to
honest, but that's
5.6
insane.
7 gigahertz boost, a large 80 megabyte cache at 170 watt TDP. This is the fastest consumer CPU in the world.
The gains aren't that So just based off of this graph, it isn't that insane though.
Okay, so let's take a look at some of the
I'm curious.
performance. So when you compare it to the competition, the 9950X delivers significantly more compute performance across a broad suite of content creation software. In some of them, you actually see like Blender that takes
is there a 7
advantage
gigahertz
of
boost? I didn't even see that.
12 instruction throughput. We're actually seeing up to 56% faster than the competition. And
Damn.
in 1080p gaming, we know all of our fans love gaming. The
No way.
9950X delivers best-in-class gaming performance across a wide range of popular games. Now, with desktops,
Gotta
we
screenshot
know
these
that
guys.
enthusiasts want to have an infrastructure that let you upgrade across multiple product generations. And with Ryzen, we've done just that. Our original Ryzen platform,
Yeah, they just had to
socket
teabag
AM4,
Intel real
launched
quick.
in 2016.
They're probably not doing
And now
X3D
we're
right away.
approaching the 9th year, and we have 145 CPUs and APUs across 11 different product families in socket AM4. And we're actually still launching new products. We actually have a few Ryzen 5000 CPUs that are coming next month. And we're
They're
taking
still
this
making
exact same
AM5
strategy
stuff.
with socket AM5, which we now plan on supporting through 2027 and
Ooh,
beyond. So
ooh.
you're going to see AM5 processors
Hey,
from us for
2027,
many,
there we
many
go,
years to
boys.
come.
Damn, let's
In
go.
addition to the top of the stack Ryzen 9950X,
Damn.
we're also announcing the 12,
That's
8,
huge.
and 6-core version
That's
that will
huge.
bring the leadership performance of Zen 5 to mainstream price points.
That's 2027
And all of these
plus.
go on sale in July.
July, okay. Hey,
So, now
Nice,
let's
dude.
shift gears from desktops to laptops.
I didn't
And
expect
there's
that.
gonna be a lot of discussion about laptops.
damn, they're getting
at
right to the
Computex this
point.
year.
Holy shit.
AMD has been actually leading the transition to AI PCs since we introduced our first generation of Ryzen AI in January last year. Now, AI is actually
Arguably, I think
revolutionizing
Nvidia has been
way
leading
we
the AI
interact
storm,
with
but I mean,
PCs. It enables more intelligent, personalized experiences that will make the PC an even more essential part of our daily lives. AI PCs enable many new experiences that were simply not possible before. These are
I'm not too
things
crazy
like
on
real-time
laptops, but if laptops are, I
translations
mean,
that
they
will
get
allow
better,
us
they
to
get better,
collaborate in
man.
new ways.
We all want
Things
that.
like generative AI capabilities that accelerate content creation. And also, we each want our own customized
I'm really
digital
excited to see how-
assistant that really will help us decide
Apparently
what
the
we need to
new,
do and what we should do next.
like laptop APUs are supposed to have
enable all of
crazy
this,
gaming
we
performance.
actually
Like I thought it was
need
supposed to be
much better
as fast
hardware.
as like
And that's why we're so excited to announce
God, excuse me.
today our 3rd-gen Ryzen AI processors.
I forgot.
Our new Ryzen
But it's, like,
AI
really
series
fast, like,
actually
like
is
a PS4
significant
Pro or
increase in
something.
compute and AI performance
More than
and
that.
sets the bar for what a Copilot PC should do. Thank you, Drew. Here we go. This is Strix.
This is their 3rd-gen AI PC already, and they only started making these like a year ago.
Strix is our
Third
next-generation
gen.
processor for ultra-thin and premium notebooks, and it combines our new Zen 5 CPU,
Thanks, Iceville.
faster RDNA 3.5 graphics, and the new XDNA 2 NPU.
Okay.
Thank you. And when you look at what we have,
And they're
it
certified
really is
Copilot Plus
all of the
PCs. You
best
need a certain amount of
technology
AI
in one
performance
chip.
to do that. I
We
don't know if
have
it'll
a
matter
new
though.
NPU that delivers an industry-leading 50 TOPS. We're going to talk about TOPS a lot today. 50
No way.
TOPS of compute.
TOPS are
that can
AI
power new
performance.
AI experiences at very low power. We have our new Zen 5 core that enables all of the compute performance for ultra-thin notebooks. And we have faster RDNA 3.5 graphics that really brings the best-in-class application
RDNA
acceleration
3.5
as well
says
as
in between.
console-level gaming to notebooks. Now, we have a couple of
I don't
SKUs,
exactly
the
know what that
flagship
means,
Ryzen
like what
9
parts it's taking from each
8X370
generation,
has 12
but
Zen 5 cores, 24 threads, 36 megabytes of cache, the industry's most integrated NPU,
16
and our
compute
latest
units for the
RDNA
graphics.
Strix is simply the best mobile CPU. So let me talk a little bit about what's special in this new NPU. NPUs are really new, and they're really there for all of these AI applications and workloads. Now, compared to our prior generation, XDNA 2 features a large array of 32 AI tiles with double the multitasking performance.
Yeah, they're gonna
It's
talk all
also
about
an
AI
extremely
here.
efficient architecture that delivers
The
up
reason
to
they
2
skipped
times
over
better
gaming so
efficiency
quickly
than
is
our prior
because
generation when running
AI. You know, they need to talk about AI, and
if you
those
look
don't
at
have
the
AI
performance of Strix compared
processors
to
on them.
other chips in the market, and there are a lot of chips that are coming out with new NPUs, XDNA delivers the highest performance, leadership 50 tops of Int8 AI performance. And what this means is that third-gen
Is it gonna be more
Ryzen
power
AI
efficient
will
than the
deliver
Qualcomm
the
chips?
best NPU-powered experiences in a Copilot Plus PC. But let me just go a little bit deeper so you understand the technology. You know, every NPU is actually not the same when it comes to generative AI capabilities. Different NPUs actually support different data types, and that says something about the accuracy and the performance of the devices. So for generative AI, 16-bit floating point data types are great for accuracy, but they actually sacrifice performance. And
Oh, they're like
the current
twice as hard to
standard for
run, or is it more than
NPUs
twice as hard?
actually 8-bit integer
It's like
data
different
types.
bits.
They prioritize performance, but they sacrifice accuracy. And what this means is that developers really have a tough choice to make between offering either a more accurate solution or a more performant solution. Now, XDNA 2 is the first NPU to support Block
Yeah, they probably do get
16
more power hungry
32-bit floating
Snapdragon
point.
chips.
And what that means is Block FP16
See, what I'm thinking,
actually combines the accuracy of
like if
16-bit data
if ARM gets
with
built up to the
performance
point, or
of 8-bit data.
yeah, if ARM gets built
This
up to the point where it's just as
represents
bulky
a
as
AI capability.
x86, it doesn't matter. So
Enables developers to run complex models natively without any
We'll see.
quantization steps at full speed, and what that means is with no compromise. And so let me show you what this looks like. When you look at the example, these are 3 images that are generated by the popular Stable Diffusion XL Turbo Gen AI model. We use the same prompt with no quantization or retraining for all 3, and the only difference is actually the data type. So Int8 is on the left, which is what
It looks
most
ugly
NPUs
as
are
hell.
using. Block FP16 is in the
Thanks,
middle,
Alchemist.
which is what XDNA 2 has. And then FP16
that
is
looks
on the
like
right, which is
friggin'
the more
ass cheeks,
traditional
bro. You still
format.
want to love that?
And as you can
Not
see,
good.
the two about user experiences, can you talk a little bit about what you were thinking with Copilot PCs and this integration between operating systems, hardware, and software?
I think I'm back. I'm back. I just like restarted the stream. I don't know what happened, but something was bugging out.
Sure, absolutely. The first thing I think customers will see
My bad, I don't know what the hell
about
happened.
PCs is that they're just simply outstanding PCs.
They were just yapping about
These
AI. I don't
devices
think I
will
just
have
missed much.
leading performance and best-in-class battery life, and every app will work great on these machines. Now, for those next-gen AI experiences, how about we just take a look, Lisa?
Sounds good.
This is a Copilot thing. Yeah, that's one of the guys at Microsoft, right? They're up as loud as they go on there. We missed the AI and Copilot. Oh no. I'm so sorry. We basically already saw this trailer before. For the Qualcomm chips. So are they going to demonstrate everything working on AMD now? Because at the Microsoft event, they talked all about how their chips work with Qualcomm. I'm wondering if we get some benchmarks of how this is on AMD stuff.
Fantastic, Pavan.
So what you just saw there, those devices or those experiences have on-device AI that is powerful enough to keep up with all of the experiences we want and efficient enough to be always running. For example, you just saw Recall that helps users instantly find anything on their PC, and that's only possible because we can semantically index content in the background, which requires always-on high-performance AI.
Sick.
Co-Creator lets you generate high-quality images by drawing in Paint, and we can do that with fast on-device image generation. We have live captions, which will translate your audio in real time on a PC, switching automatically between languages, in fact. But I truly think what you just saw, Lisa, is just the beginning. We built this thing called the Windows Copilot Runtime, which is effectively our library of APIs to let developers access new AI capabilities.
So you always have to think about this with their stuff, is they're always going to want to make money off of this. So it's like, how are they going to make money off of recall? Guys, they gotta be taking your data.
I completely agree. I think this is really bringing the entire ecosystem together. And one of the things, Pavan, that you and I have talked a lot about is the importance of the hardware. And it's all about how do we give you enough power such that you can run these Copilot Plus PCs. So can you talk a little bit about your vision there?
Sure, absolutely. With Copilot Plus PCs, we want to make it possible to deliver these next-gen AI experiences by using on-device capabilities and do that in concert with the cloud. On-device AI really for us means faster response times, better privacy, lower costs. But that means running models that have billions of parameters in them on PC hardware. Compared to traditional PCs, even from just a few years ago, we're talking 20 times the performance and up to 100 times the efficiency.
No better time to switch to Linux, bro. I gotta try that at some point. I feel like I'm gonna hate it though.
PC needs an NPU.
Like, I feel like I switched to Linux, I'm gonna have a nightmare.
And we're deeply grateful for the close partnership with AMD. We are thrilled
like some random shit is just not gonna work.
Incredible 50 tops. That is super powerful for us.
We wanted to give you more.
We are always ready. The powerful thing with that, of course, it means we're efficiently delivering these Copilot Plus experiences, but also gives us headroom for the next generation of AI, and we're at the start of that runway. Of course, the Copilot Plus PCs complement that power of the NPU with at least 16 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of SSD storage. So I truly think these devices are built for the era of AI that's coming.
I think 50 tops is all you need to run all of these Copilot features.
As we talk, you guys are always pushing us to give you more. You're always saying, more tops, Lisa, more tops. What are you doing with all those tops? Like, what's your vision for the future?
I do remember those conversations, Lisa.
By the way, it takes a lot of die area, just so you know. So.
I can only imagine. We are deeply excited about those commitments and, quite frankly, the deep collaboration across our teams to go bring that to life. For us, these breakthrough experiences require us to run these billion parameter models.
I don't know about the APU.
Always running on the device. And that requires high-performance NPUs to power them. And really, thanks to our deep partnership, we've been able to seamlessly cross-compile.
They're at least making a 16 gigs of RAM and 256 gig SSDs like standard, which is pretty cool. But to be qualified as a Copilot PC.
NPUs are really the best way to drive overall PC performance. Getting to 50 tops, for example, is a quantum leap for us, for sure. And it's really much more impactful relative to what you could do with just a CPU or GPU alone. And the other thing that excites me really is that these powerful NPUs then free up the GPUs and the NPUs for workloads where they shine. So I'm excited to see what developers will do with this.
I want to say, so this is already happening.
Thank you, Pavan, for being here. Thank you for your partnership, and thank you for leading the industry.
Thank you.
This is already happening with Qualcomm's and automatic super resolution on Microsoft. I'm pretty sure the NPU is doing the upscaling with AI in the background while you're playing the game. So, can we offload that? The thing is, there's already that kind of stuff. Like, NVIDIA GPUs already have tensor cores, so.
And by the end of 2024, we're on track to have more than 150 ISVs developing for AMD AI platforms across content creation, consumer, gaming, and productivity applications. Now, to give us a look at some of these upcoming Copilot Plus PCs, let me welcome our next guest, a very close partner and good friend, Enrique Lores, HP President and CEO.
They really love to show this. They talk about all their collaborations all the time.
Hello. Enrique, thank you so much for being here. It's always fun to talk about what's next with our teams have been working on.
Actually,
they're such good friends.
Here, and congratulations for all the announcements you have made today.
There's a lot more to come. Now, look, Enrique, you and I have talked a lot about the intersection of AI and hybrid work in recent months. What are you seeing in the industry?
I think this is actually what makes many of the announcements that we're making today very exciting.
Recently, that's cool.
The technology improvements that we're going to see.
I think they made that weird tablet PC thing.
It's about how they are going to be helping
but
employees
what else?
and company companies to make
What else have they
meet their
done?
goals.
Even
What we
Dell's
see
done more
today
exciting
is a
stuff than them.
significant tension between all of us as
Hinge
companies that
problems.
want to continue to improve the productivity of our teams and our teams that are looking for increased flexibility, the ability to meet their personal and private goals. And we think that technology and AI can really help to close that bridge because it can help to improve productivity and at the same time give the flexibility that our teams are looking for. And we look at AI
He's really
PCs
yapping.
as the first instantiation of this change. They will be enabling to increase productivity. We are going to talk about some of the new functionalities, and you're going to see how unbelievable they are. But at the same time, make sure that
He just said that
employees can
AI
deliver
makes
goals
everything
and
better
meet
on
their
your PC.
productivity
That's just
goals.
it.
Yeah, and we've talked a lot
Because
about
that's AI,
how,
it's
in
great.
this, hybrid world, people are really wanting all of these different features. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I think what we have learned during the last years is that what is really critical for all of us that develop the systems that
9000
our
series was right at
teams
the beginning.
are going to be using is that
is cool with
we
them.
co-engineer the solution. It is not anymore about someone developing the software, someone developing the operating system, someone developing the chips, someone developing the hardware. We need to understand what experience we are building and deliver that experience together. And this is something that we started a few years ago, and the teams have been learning how to make that happen and how to co-engineer these solutions. And all the products that we have introduced during the last year, especially, for example, a product we introduced 2 weeks ago, the Pavilion Aero, show that. And this is going to be even more important as we show the new AI PCs that we are going to be bringing to market. Because we have made an effort to integrate the new processors, the new chips, into the solutions that we are going to be bringing together. And we are incredibly excited about the new family of products we will be launching.
He said something about a Pavilion laptop. I just remember.
Is that right, Enrique?
I hope so.
I remember every Pavilion laptop I ever tried was straight ass. Maybe they're good now. I don't know, but they were ass when I tried them. What's up, Ink?
This is the next generation Omnibook when we
That looks good.
integrate the latest Ryzen AI 300 series that, as Lisa was saying before, will be the first product that will have 50 TOPS integrated in the device. And performance, as Pavel was saying, is critical because it will enable us to continue to deliver incredible experiences to our customers. If you ask me what I'm more excited about, it's something that is going to be very close to many people in this room. We, HP, have a very large team here in Taipei. And we spend many hours in video conferences.
He's really trying to get a spot in the spotlight
and as you can
here.
notice, I have a strong Spanish accent. And
He's
I
trying
know
his
that for the
absolute
team
best right
here,
now.
understanding my accent sometimes is difficult. So just imagine that you can get real-time translation. So I will speak my Spanish-English.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Come on, Enrique.
So basically what he's saying is, yeah, we released the same laptop again, but it's got the new chip in it.
No,
it's crazy.
I think that's. By the way, I think your English is pretty good, Enrique, but I understand. My Chinese also needs to be better. So I totally.
We can help each other.
Yes. Look, we love it. I mean, we love the OmniBook and all the work that we've done together with third-gen Ryzen AI processors. But let's actually give everyone a preview of Gen AI running on OmniBook. So let me show you again the popular Stable Diffusion XL Turbo model, which is generating some high-quality images of locations around Taiwan based on some simple text prompts. So starting with the White Cliffs of
APUs
Taroko
on mobile.
Gorge National Park, Sun Moon Lake with nice fall colors, Taipei 101, and then finally the peak of Jade Mountain. All of this is running on the OmniBook. You're seeing it for the first time.
Those are 8K images, by the way.
And the reason those pictures
processing.
are so beautiful is because we have a very, very powerful NPU. We've co-engineered the system together. We have the block FP16 data support that I talked about. And you can see these beautiful photorealistic images almost instantaneously.
This is
Just
x86.
imagine the productivity this is going to provide to product managers, creatives.
Trust me, if AMD was making an ARM chip, they would be making it a lot more known than it's ARM.
Solution, they will really be able to accelerate that work. So unbelievable progress.
Thank you so much, Enrique. Thank you for your partnership. I can't wait for everything that we're going to bring out together.
Thank you, Lisa. Great to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was a dude.
So I showed you earlier that third-gen Ryzen AI has the most powerful NPU, but you also need a high-performance CPU and GPU to deliver the best PC experiences possible. So let's take a look at some of that other performance. When we compare Ryzen AI 300 series to all of the latest x86 and ARM CPUs from our competitors,
Yeet that screenshot.
you can see why we say Strix is really the best notebook CPU in the market. Whether you're looking at single-threaded responsiveness, productivity applications, content creation, or multitasking, third-gen Ryzen AI processors deliver significantly more performance, many times often beating the competition by a large double-digit percentage across a broad range of use cases. Now, let's welcome another one of AMD's closest partners in the development of Copilot Plus PCs.
Those are probably cherry-picked, but it wouldn't surprise me if they're almost all faster than
Lenovo
M3.
Intelligent Devices Group.
M4's not out on laptop yet, so they can't compare it.
Hey,
Luca.
good morning, Lisa.
Wonderful to see you, Luca. Thank you so much for joining us today. We so appreciate the partnership, and Lenovo and AMD are doing so much together.
Yeah. So thanks for having me, Lisa. And strong partnerships are core to Lenovo's strategy. Our long-term partnership with AMD, as you know, Lisa, spans
I'm just thinking
over
the ThinkPad.
25 years and is a testament.
Can we just have another ThinkPad that lasts for 10 years?
We have driven incredible innovations across PCs, mobile gaming, servers, tablets, edge computing. And for example, our ThinkStation P620 was the first Threadripper Pro workstation to deliver unprecedented performance.
Oh, this is a desktop. I was about to say, did they put a Threadripper in a laptop?
And workflows.
Holy shit.
Beyond hardware, the Lenovo AI Engine Plus software uses machine learning in our Legion gaming laptops, integrates with AMD Ryzen processors to dynamically adjust settings and tailor for epic gaming experiences at the highest performance.
Sad.
Our AMD powered devices, ThinkPad, ThinkBoot, Yoga, Legion, are all
well-equipped
to handle AI applications, accelerate video
I'm gonna get a
editing,
thought book next.
enhance
It's the next
3D rendering, and elevate gaming to new heights. So, Lisa, we are very excited for all the innovation that AMD is introducing, and Lenovo definitely will be a great partner to deliver them to the global markets. We can do this because of our global scale, top-notch engineering and design, and then the operational excellence.
Why is a ThinkPad called a ThinkPad? Like, what about it as a pad?
Thank you so much, Luca. And Luca, when we think about all the work we're doing together, today we're talking about third-gen Ryzen AI devices, and I know your team has done a lot. Our teams have done a lot together. Can you talk a little bit about your lineup and some of the AI experiences that you have?
Yeah, with pleasure. So later this year, we are going to launch.
Jensen didn't rehearse his presentation apparently. Do you think they rehearsed theirs?
Our Yoga franchisee, for commercial with our legendary ThinkPad brand, and for small and medium businesses through our ThinkBook lineup. And no matter if you are a creator, an enterprise professional, or a startup entrepreneur, Lenovo will have the perfect
they make a ThinkBook,
Copilot
but then the
Plus
ThinkPad is
with third-gen Ryzen AI, and
they made a point of it.
Operating at the industry-leading over 50 tops. Congratulations for that, Lisa.
Because the Yoga is more of a pad than the ThinkPad. I'm just saying, man.
Coming to the market this year. One is Creator Zone. We have co-engineered this with AMD on fine-tuning the AI model, and this is an exclusive Lenovo software tailor-made for creators, providing tools and features to boost creativity and productivity.
Dreambook. That's the AI one.
Maybe let's take a look at how this software works. So first, let me introduce Lenovo AI Now. That's our native language agent that
it's
runs
just that. What is this desktop?
And one of the things that makes this
it's just
so
Windows
special
button.
is its personal knowledge base. With the right permissions, Lenovo AI Now can interpret user data to provide faster and personalized output. You have seen now AI Now going through a script and generating both
a thumbnail and a description to post on YouTube and share with the world. So see, it was very easy, right? Now,
Absolutely.
let's
Isn't
say
that literally the
user
exact
wants to
same thing
create
as the Copilot thing?
images of a fish
The exact
to
same
post
thing.
on
You can already
social
click it right
media.
now in Windows.
All they have to do
Am I crazy?
is to use Lenovo Creator Zone. That's our other IP. With text-to-image, Creator Zone can generate an image based off any idea. And if the image needs further refining, the sketch-to-image
Does
function
it talk dirty
can
to you?
assist the
You
user.
know, based.
And then all of these images were created with the same prompt and locally on the device with a built-in responsible AI check feature.
It's fantastic.
So we have invested significantly in R&D, as you know, Lisa, and we built a unique Lenovo IPs running on device AI workload, including LLM compression, performance improvement algorithms, and we are confident that our third-gen Ryzen AI offering will stand out from the competition. And last but not least, and
for
then
sure
I'm
it will.
over,
It's not like it looks
we also
exactly like
created Smart
Copilot.
Connect, another Lenovo IP
It'll stand
that
out.
unifies AI PCs, tablets, smartphone, and other
Oh, it runs
IoT
locally. Okay, that's.
into the same Lenovo
I feel like
ecosystem.
Copilot's going to start
That's
running locally at
fantastic.
some point here
Just,
too.
It's wonderful to see all of these pieces
It's live,
come
bro. I
together.
can't click forward.
Now,
What the hell are you
Luca,
talking
you've been
about?
holding something, and I think you're going to show us what it is. Is that right?
Well, I wasn't supposed to even show this
Are you
yet,
stupid?
since this is something we will not announce until later this year.
Right,
But
I have,
Lisa,
like, one laptop.
You're right. I felt
I've
it's
owned, like,
just
2
too
laptops in my
exciting.
life.
You look very
Put
happy,
it-
actually.
I'm very
yeah.
happy.
I
So
don't know fucking know.
straight from our R&D lab, this is the first ever sneak peek at our new Yoga laptop powered by third-gen Ryzen AI.
That's beautiful.
The
Maybe we
yogas
want
do
to
the
go
little flippy
left
thing, right? They go all the way around. They do the flip flop.
and right. Yeah. So I can
I
share
mean, maybe
more
they could
for
stop using
today,
soldered
but
RAM
I can
at
I
some
can-
point.
I can
I mean, there's that new
device
standard that
represent
the
a significant
the
leap
Cam
forward
2,
in
and there's a low
next-generation
profile,
AI
or there's like a small
computing.
version of it, a low
Some
power
of the
version of it
Lenovo
that
exclusive
was basically the
IP
same as soldered
AI
RAM.
features that I mentioned.
So
And this is just the beginning. We cannot wait together
You hear
to
me like
share
that?
more and bring these transformative AI PCs
It's okay,
to
girl.
the world very soon.
Thank
Lisa,
you.
thank you for having me, and thanks everyone.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Luca. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
You. Thank you.
Thank you.
I really want to see one of them miss a handshake. I really want to see it.
You can see we get very excited about our products.
A little masochist.
Next, I'd like to welcome one of the most important visionaries and innovators in the Taiwan ecosystem.
I mean, they want the
and
best-
a very, very close partner. John
another
Shi,
partner.
Chairman of Asus.
Oh, Asus! Oh my God, it's so cool. They're not going to use anything but soldered RAM because it gives you the best performance, and it's lower power, and it's smaller. There isn't really an advantage to not right now, which kind of sucks. So this is the guy who doesn't give us warranties. That's
Thank you.
or tries to
Johnny,
scam us. It's this
You are
guy.
actually a true visionary. I think we all have so much respect for you. You've shaped this industry for so many years. Can you just tell me a little bit about how the landscape of computing is changing, and how do you see AI?
Yes, Lisa. AI PC will be one of the most disruptive innovations of our lifetime.
That's
The
what everyone
ubiquitous
keeps saying. Don't
AI
show you.
era is the mega paradigm shift that we have long envisioned at Asus. And I'm so overjoyed that it's finally becoming a reality. The world will be full of AI brains that come in different forms and sizes, including super, like the 1.8 trillion parameters with MOE, big, medium,
What do you think they're yapping about?
small,
It starts with
even
an A
tiny,
and ends with an I.
like less than 1 billion parameters. From the cloud to the edge to PCs and devices like phones and robots. AI PC will play a extremely critical role in this new distributed hybrid AI ecosystem. Imagine an AI PC with small language model types of AI brains capable of acting as a personal agent who can understand.
What if when
and
he was
help
up here,
you
he took like a solid moment, just call out Gamers Nexus or something?
even work while complementing the super brain in the cloud with local advantage of local latency, high security, and personalization. All the while, uploading the cloud computing needs, especially for inferencing. Isn't it incredible?
Sure. It's incredible.
This will benefit user productivity like video editing, design work.
Steve is probably in the crowd right now, yeah.
More. This vision is
He probably is.
and possible because of our partnership with AMD and the launch of the third-gen Ryzen AI. We are definitely co-innovating at the forefront of AI PC together.
It is so inspiring,
Did you
Johnny,
say a
to hear you
buttload?
talk with such passion.
Man, I missed that.
I think we all can feel your passion going forward. So can you tell us a little bit about your new portfolio of AI PCs with third-gen Ryzen AI?
Of course, Lisa. I think later today at 4 p.m., we'll be unveiling a range of cutting-edge AI PCs across our portfolio with brand new ZenBook, ProArt, VivoBook, Asus TUF, and ROG laptops, powered by the third-gen AMD Ryzen AI processors. These new lineups are equipped with the world's most powerful NPU
He's like,
with 50 TOPS and the superior.
am I allowed to make fun of his accent? That shit was kind of funny. He was like, new AI laptops.
AI performance. The third-gen Ryzen AI processor
I ain't gonna lie, that sounded fucking funny.
to bring in personalized computing to everyone, from content creators to gamers
laptops.
and business professionals, and empowering them like never before. This advancement gives the new ZenBook higher AI performance than MacBook, while making it thinner and lighter as well. Asus is so proud and honored to be the first OEM partner
This is half a
to make
laptop
the
show. Yeah.
third-gen Ryzen AI systems available to consumers. It will
Imagine
be ready for purchase. in
If she
July.
asked about the
Isn't it
warranty, there ain't
incredible?
no way, bro.
Thank you.
That'd be insane, though, bro. I feel like World
These
Star.
are super beautiful systems, Johnny. And you know, it's also about the experiences. And I know that Asus has also done a lot to create some new experiences for content creation and creativity. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. We have been working closely with AMD.
Watch, they get like their own
to integrate
Copilot
and
feature.
Optimize the incredible power of Ryzen AI processors on our Asus Copilot Plus PC lineups. This enables us to create exclusive and unprecedented AI apps to empower users to be more efficient and creative than ever before. A great example is one of our recently launched AI apps called StoryCube. Content creators who use multiple devices will love it.
Are gaming laptops really worth it
is an
anymore?
AI-powered digital asset management app
I don't know.
designed to provide you with a
They're niche.
seamless and efficient file organizing experience. It can act as a handy assistant by automatically identifying your loved one's faces and even detecting and
I
sorting
mean, I have a gaming laptop,
your
but
media into various scenes, such as scenic
it's basically a
road trips,
workstation on the go.
skiing adventures, or adorable puppy moments. With the 50 TOPS capability of the Ryzen AI NPU, StoryCube can drastically shorten AI categorization time from the tens of
The
seconds
cough in the background.
running only on a CPU to just the blink of an eye.
Thank you. You know, Johnny, look, it's really exciting what we're doing on AI PCs.
Dude,
but AMD and Asus
it
have
is
also
so
had a very
weird.
long history of partnering
It is so
across
weird.
motherboards,
All these
graphics
companies are literally
cards,
just
and
talking
embedded
about
systems.
AMD's
And as we
processors
go
and barely
forward,
about any of their
can you
products at all.
comment about some of that going forward?
It has been a great history together, creating incredible products like the original Crosshair motherboard. Asus was even the first to push Ryzen gaming system, which received an incredible response from users. Last year, Asus introduced the first ROG Ally handheld device, which
Ally.
also adopted the AMD Z1 Extreme chip. We have solid leadership in the AMD Ryzen 9 segment with 60% market share. And we are excited about expanding our partnership to offer AI solutions for specific industries like healthcare,
They put the Ally X on
education,
there. Look,
and smart
look.
cities,
Oh,
with the goal of revolutionizing these sectors with powerful
that's the Ally
on-device AI
X. That's not
applications.
the.
That's why we are so
They hadn't
excited
talked about the
to
Ally
work
X yet.
together in the next-gen AI PC space
We know it's
by
coming, but
combining cutting-edge AI AMD hardware like Ryzen processors
Wait, really?
and Asus software expertise rooted in our design thinking philosophy. We are pushing the boundaries of AI PC innovation and delivering truly groundbreaking AI experience to users.
imagine they're up on stage. They can
all
see
I can
chat.
say is you are an inspiration
Holy
to us
shit.
all. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for our industry, and thank you for your partnership with AMD.
Thank you for a great partnership. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Holy fuck.
So I hope you got a feel
That's
for all of the
insane.
customer excitement around third-gen Ryzen
No, dude,
AI
hella
PCs.
based.
I'm
It's gonna
very
stop
happy
once
to
they
say
leave.
that the first notebooks will be available in July.
Okay, next.
And we have more than 100 consumer and commercial notebook design wins
Yo, stop
with
spamming
Acer,
chat.
Asus, HP, Lenovo, MSI, and others. So
Max,
lots of things to come. So now let's transition from
This isn't even
PCs
my
to the
chat.
edge, where our embedded and adaptive solutions are bringing AI to a diverse set of markets and devices. AMD AI platforms are already broadly
Really
deployed at the
getting
edge.
fucking rolled.
In healthcare, AMD chips are improving patient outcomes by enhancing medical imaging analysis, accelerating research, and assisting surgeons with precision robotics. In automotive, AMD AI solutions are powering the most advanced safety systems. And in industrial, customers are using AMD technology for AI-assisted robotics and machine vision applications. We are #1 in adaptive computing today, and thousands of companies have adopted our XDNA AI adaptive and embedded technologies to power their products and services. Let me just give you a few examples. So Illumina
Asus.
is a global leader in genomics, and they use EPYC and AMD
yeah.
adaptive SoCs with their Splice AI software to identify previously
It's like every
undetectable
single
mutations
sentence that they could
patients
possibly
with
weave
rare genetic
the two
diseases.
letters A and I into.
In
They
automotive,
managed to do so.
Subaru is industry's leading eyesight ADAS system, uses Versal to analyze every frame.
You hear the way she
captured
said
by
that
the
is like
camera,
bullshit.
And that allows them to identify and alert the driver of possible safety hazards. Hitachi Energy uses AMD adaptive computing products in their widely deployed high-voltage direct current solutions to detect potential electrical issues before they become large problems and cause power outages. And Canon has adopted Versal to power the AI-based free viewpoint video system that captures high-resolution video from over 100 cameras simultaneously. And that allows viewers to experience live events from every angle.
That is not something I expected Canon to do.
AI at the edge is actually a hard problem.
Am I crazy?
It requires the
Like
ability to do
big
pre-processing,
future production sets?
inferencing, and post-processing
I guess, but
all within the
shit.
device. And only AMD has all of these pieces needed to accelerate end-to-end AI at the edge. So we combine the adaptive computing engines for pre-processing sensor and other data with AI engines for
It's not that
inferencing,
bad.
and then high-performance embedded compute
RDNA 4.
cores for post-processing decision-making. Now, today, when you do this, this requires 3 separate chips. And with our new Versal AI Edge Gen 2 series, we bring all of this leadership compute together to create the first adaptive solution that integrates pre-processing, inferencing, and post-processing in a single chip. So today, we're announcing early access for our next-gen Versal platform. More than 30 of our strategic partners are already developing
a
edge
Versal?
AI devices powered by our new
Official
single-chip Versal
edging
solution.
computing?
And we are incredibly
Yo.
excited about the opportunity to drive
Sick.
AI at the edge and see significant opportunities to extend our embedded market leadership with these new
I have
technologies.
no clue what this is really. I don't know what edge computing is. Like, what is edge computing?
Okay, now let's turn to the data center. We've built the industry's broadest portfolio
It's probably just like
of
a business thing
high-performance
that
CPU,
we don't really know
GPU, and
about.
networking products. And when you
Hey,
look
you know,
at
leave in
modern
chat.
data
I don't know.
centers today, they actually run many different workloads. They range from traditional IT applications to smaller enterprise LLMs to large-scale AI applications. And you need different compute engines for
developers.
each of these workloads. And only AMD has the full portfolio of high-performance CPUs and GPUs to address all of these workloads. From our EPYC processors that deliver
I think this
leadership
was a pretty fun
performance on
presentation.
general-purpose and mixed inferencing AI workloads, to our industry-leading Instinct GPUs that are
There's always
built
gonna be some
for
low points in them.
accelerating AI applications at scale. Today, I'm going to share details of our next-generation data center CPU and GPU
New EPYC
offerings.
ones.
So let's start first
And
with
GPUs.
CPUs. If you
So
take a look
Instinct
at the
GPUs.
CPU market, EPYC is actually the processor of choice for cloud computing, powering internal workloads
They are
for
right.
all
They
of
are
the largest hyperscalers,
freaking clapping
and
Intel's
more than
cheeks right now.
900 public instances from all the major cloud providers. Every day,
I see,
billions of people around the world use cloud services powered by EPYC. That includes Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, Netflix, WeChat, WhatsApp, and many, many more. All of that is on EPYC. Now, we launched EPYC in 2017.
All right.
And with every generation, more and more customers
It
have
keeps
adopted
clapping
EPYC
cheeks.
because of our leading performance, our leading energy efficiency, and our leading total cost of ownership. And I'm very proud to say that we're at 33% share now and growing.
I mean, I think most of this stuff, most of the companies who haven't upgraded or
Now,
gone to
when you look at
AMD
today's
are ones
data
that either
centers, most data centers
have like a
are
relationship with
powered by
Intel.
processors that
They
run
are staying with Intel because of their
And when you look at the virtualization
their
performance of our
legacy,
latest generation server
and
CPUs,
they've worked for them,
technology is
or
so much better that
they just haven't
EPYC
upgraded their
delivers
systems yet.
5
So
times more performance compared to those legacy processors. And even comparing to the best processors today from the competition, our performance is 1.5 times faster. Many enterprises today are actually looking to modernize their general-purpose computing infrastructure and add new AI capabilities, often within the same footprint. And by refreshing their data centers with 4th-gen EPYC, you can really accomplish this. You can actually replace 5 legacy servers with a single server that reduces rack space by 80% and consumes 65% less energy. Now, many enterprise customers
go.
are also wanting to run a combination of general
They're just
purpose
straight up
and
comparing
AI
it right
workloads
up to Intel.
without
Holy
adding
shit.
GPUs. And EPYC is, again, the best option for that. Looking at EPYC, we are 1.7 times faster when running the industry-standard TPX AI benchmark that measures end-to-end AI pipeline across different use cases and algorithms. 4th-gen EPYC is clearly the industry's best server CPU, but we're always pushing the envelope to deliver more performance. So I have something to show you today. It's actually the preview of our upcoming 5th-gen
Oh,
EPYC
she's gonna hold it, but these
processor,
chips are huge,
codenamed
man.
Turin.
turn. Holy shit. Damn.
So
Damn,
please
that's a
take a look
big
at
boy.
Turin for the very first time. Turin features 192 cores and 384
It's not as big as
threads,
Nvidia's
and
giant
has
ass chips, but
13 different
that's still
chiplets
freaking
built
huge.
in 3 and 6 nanometer process technology. There's a lot of technology on Turin. It supports all of the latest memory and I/O
192
standards
cores.
and is a drop-in replacement
Damn.
for our existing 4th-gen EPYC platforms.
Oh, it's backwards compatible too.
Thank you, Drew.
Interesting.
Turin will extend EPYC's leadership in general-purpose and high-performance computing workloads. So let's take a look at some of that performance. NAMD is a very compute-intensive scientific software
think it
that
can run
simulates
Minecraft?
complex molecular systems and structures. When simulating a 20 million atom model, a 128-core version of Turin is more than 3 times faster than the competition's best, enabling researchers to more quickly complete models that can lead to breakthroughs in drug research, material
have no
science,
clue how much it's
and
gonna
other
cost.
fields. Now, Turin also excels at AI inferencing performance when running smaller large language models. So I want to show you a demo here. Now,
Isn't
what
this
this demo
just on the
compares
CPU
is the performance
compute?
of Turin when running a typical
So, like,
enterprise
AI on
deployment of Llama 2
general purpose.
virtual assistants with a minimum guaranteed latency to ensure a high-quality user experience. Both servers begin by loading multiple Llama 2 instances, with each assistant being asked to summarize an uploaded document. Right away, you can see that the Turin server on the right is adding double the number of sessions in the same amount of time while responding to user requests significantly faster.
Okay, I'm going to pause for just a second. Is there a Xeon that has more than 64 cores? Do they go up to 128 like the AMD ones? I don't think they do. So they're comparing top chip to top chip. It is clapping cheeks.
Than the competition. And while the other server reaches a maximum number of sessions, you'll see it stop soon.
There's a 96 one?
It basically can't support the latency requirements anymore. Turin continues scaling and delivers a sustained throughput.
I don't know
of
too
nearly
much about
4
server
times more
chips.
tokens
I
per
know a little
second.
bit more about EPYC, but still not that much.
That means when you use Turin, you need less hardware to do the same work. And in addition to leadership summarization performance, Turin also delivers leadership performance across a number of other different enterprise AI use cases, including 2.5 times more performance when translating large documents, and more than 5 times better performance when running a support chatbot. Our customers are super excited about Turin, and I know many of our partners are actually here in the audience today. And I want to say we're
Turin
on track
is so
to
close
launch
to
in the second
Turing
half of this year.
from Nvidia, which was RTX 2000.
So now let's turn to
I'm
data
not getting
center
a Threadripper.
GPUs and some big updates on our Instinct accelerators.
Fastest way to waste my money.
We launched MI300 last December, and it's quickly become the fastest ramping product in AMD history. Microsoft, Meta, and Oracle have all adopted MI300. Every major server OEM is offering MI300 platforms. And we have built deep partnerships with a broad ecosystem of CSP and ODM partners. Again, many, many thanks to our ODM partners who are here today that are offering Instinct solutions. Now, if you look at today's enterprise generative AI workloads, MI300X provides out-of-the-box support for all of the most common models, including GPT, Llama, Mistral, Phi, and
So
many
this
more.
is, I mean, this is their AI chip, so it's supposed to, I think, be competing with Blackwell.
We've made so much progress in the last year on our ROCm software stack, working very closely with the open source community at every layer of the stack, while adding new features and
They gotta build up
functionality
their
that make it
compatibility.
incredibly easy for customers to deploy AMD Instinct in their software environment. Over the last 6 months, we've added support for more AMD AI hardware and operating systems. We've integrated open source libraries like VLLM and frameworks like JAX. We've enabled support for state-of-the-art attention algorithms. We've improved computation and communication libraries, all of which have contributed to significant increases in the Gen AI performance
Blackwell
for
probably is
MI300.
faster, isn't it?
Now, with
I'd be
all of
surprised
these
if it
latest
isn't.
ROCm updates, MI300X delivers
'Cause it probably costs a
significantly better
bajillion dollars
inferencing
more.
performance compared to the
Maybe your
competition
firstborn
on
child,
some
too.
of the industry's most demanding and popular models. That is, we are 1.3 times more performance on Meta's latest Llama 3 70B model compared to H100, and we're 1.2 times more performance on Mistral's 7B model. We've also
I think it's so
expanded
interesting
our
how she
work with the
literally
open
just,
source
like,
AI community.
says the names
More
of
than
the shit.
700,000 Hugging Face models now run out of the
They just
box
go for
using
it.
ROCm on
Head-to-head comparisons.
MI300X. This is a direct result of all of our investments in development and test environments that ensure a broad range of models work on Instinct. The industry is also making significant progress at raising the level of abstraction at which developers code to GPUs. We want to do this because people want choice in the industry. And we're really happy to say that we've made significant progress with our partners to enable this. For example, our close collaboration with OpenAI is ensuring full support of MI300X with Triton, providing a vendor-agnostic option to rapidly develop highly performant LLM kernels. And we've also continued to make excellent progress adding support for AMD AI hardware into the leading frameworks.
I'm wondering how
like
competitive it really
PyTorch,
is.
TensorFlow,
Did I miss a
and
benchmark?
JAX.
I might have missed a benchmark.
Now, we're also working
was the one
very
against
closely
H100,
with the
wasn't it?
leading AI developers to optimize their models for MI300. So I'm very excited to welcome Christian Lefort, CTO and co-CEO of Stability AI, an important AMD partner known for delivering the breakthrough Stable Diffusion open access AI models.
Lisa.
Hello, Christian. How are you?
Thank you. I'm great. It's a great honor to be here to represent my colleagues and
He looks
everyone
exactly
else
what
who
I
makes
thought he'd look
Stability
like.
AI a really interesting player in the ecosystem.
Well, you know, we've showed a lot of Stability AI today. You're known for delivering these breakthrough open access AI models that generate, you know, images, video, language,
is
code,
AI.
all of these things. Can you share some insights into how these models are pushing the boundaries of what's possible?
Yes, we're seeing incredible gains in productivity in every industry. And many were made possible because we did a crazy thing and we released our models and our source code for free. And so this allowed millions of developers and enthusiasts and thousands of researchers to adapt their models to make new discoveries at record pace and to create new applications extremely fast.
This is made open source, basically.
Take, for instance, touching up old family photos to improve their resolution or quality, or maybe to remove someone you never, ever want to see again in your whole life. Doing this well used to take years of experience and sometimes hours of tedious work for each image. Now, applications like Stable Assistant and Stable Artisan and a lot of other applications that leverage Stable Diffusion can allow anyone to create and edit images.
It's kind of wild, though. They straight up replaced the ground.
We're seeing similar gains in productivity, not just in images, but in other research areas that we're involved in language, coding, music, speech, and 3D. And combining all of those together, we aim to soon boost by at least 10x the productivity of filmmaking and video game creation.
That's fantastic, Christian. Now, I understand you have some big news to tell the audience today.
Yes. So basically, the wait for Stable Diffusion 3 is almost over. We appreciate the community's patience and understanding as we dedicated extra effort to improve its quality and safety. Today, we're announcing that on June 12th, we will release the Stable Diffusion 3 medium model.
This is the company that just filed their old
CDO.
CDO. I don't even remember. I don't even know. I don't really pay attention to this AI stuff.
A lot of work went into this.
Like deadass, I'm listening to, I don't even really know what Stable Diffusion does.
One thing that is maybe not obvious to
I don't even really know. Like, let me know. I don't really know.
The year of research led to basically like these models like Stable Diffusion. But nowadays, what's happening is that there's a
makes images. That's all it is.
It's like a natural evolution, basically. Like
I thought that was. Is there multiple?
In all kinds of novel ways.
I thought that was
by
Dolly.
releasing them openly, we basically allow millions of people to help discover the best way to bring those together and unlock new use cases. So this SD3 medium,
you can officially erase your X.
It's an optimized version of SD3 that achieves unprecedented visual quality and that the community will be able to improve for their own specific needs to help us.
So I should start using it for thumbnails. That's what you're saying?
Frontier of
Makes prawn.
AI.
Okay, very useful.
It will, of course, run super fast on the MI300. And it's also compact enough to run on the Ryzen AI laptops that you've just announced. So here's an image produced with...
That's interesting. So one of the big things that ChatGPT or OpenAI was talking about is that they're trying to bring down the size of their models so that smaller things can, like computers can actually work on them and then run them locally instead of having to run it in the cloud. Because the future is that you'd be able to run the AIs on your local system so it's faster, snappier, and just overall lighter. So right now they're trying to get rid of the excess bulk that's on them. So maybe they train an AI to fix the AI. You know, that's probably what it should do.
It is during the night. There's the trees and so on. So basically, like SD3 is able to do this using a bunch of new innovations, including the multimodal diffusion transformer architecture that allow it to understand visual concepts and text prompts far better than previous models. It supports both simple prompts, so you don't need to become an expert at these, but you can also use much more complex ones, and it will try to bring together all the different elements of it. And SD3 excels at all kinds of artistic styles
we're very
and
civilized.
photorealism.
Oh, you're all right.
So here's an example that is actually a really challenging example, and we're comparing it with our previous version model, Stable Diffusion XL, that we released less than a year ago.
Bro's finger left his hand.
It's especially challenging because it involves hands that are notoriously hard for these models to replicate. It involves these repeating patterns like the strings and the guitar and the frets. And these are all really, really challenging
This
for
looks
these
weird
models
too.
to understand and draw accurately. So notice how SD3
This looks
generated
good, though,
more
on the right
realistic
side.
details like the shape of the guitar and the hands. And if you look really, really closely, you may notice that there are a few imperfections here and there. So it's still not
Also,
quite
his wrist
perfect,
just
but
looks
a
like
big
it's
improvement
curving
over the
way
previous
too much.
generation.
No, it's fantastic.
doesn't look
Christian.
great.
And, I know that your team's been working a lot on SD3. What's your experience been like with MI300?
It's wonderful. 192 gigabytes of HBM, that's really a game changer. Like having more
That's a
more
lot of
memory
HBM
is
memory.
often,
Holy
like,
shit.
that's the way that we can basically unlock new models, and it's
192
often like
gigs
the
of
number one factor
high
that will help
bandwidth
us
memory.
to train bigger models faster and more efficiently. And I'll give an example that we've actually just encountered in collaborating with AMD. So we have this creative upscaler feature in our API. And basically the way it works is that it can take
Can you,
an
like,
old
download
photo
Stable
and an old
Diffusion?
image that is less than 1 megapixel and really blow out the resolution and
Do you have to
improve the
pay a
quality at
fee?
the same time. So this creative upscaler, we were happy when we were able to reach 30 megapixels on the H100
Can you download this?
H100. But once we basically ported our code over to the MI300, which by the way was like pretty much no effort, we were able to reach 100 megapixels. And content creators,
How do they make
always
money?
want more pixels.
Donations?
So this makes a huge difference. And the fact that we didn't have to really make any effort to actually achieve this, it's a big step up.
That's cool.
So researchers and engineers are really gonna love the incredible memory capacity and the bandwidth
companies
advantages that
license
the
it.
AMD Instinct GPUs deliver out of the box. So Lisa, moving forward, we'd really love to collaborate more closely with
Venture
AMD
capital.
because we'd like to create a new state-of-the-art video model. We need a lot more memory, we need a lot more compute to do this, and so we'd love to collaborate more closely with your team to achieve this and to release this for the whole world to enjoy.
That sounds fantastic. It sounds like you need some GPUs.
Yes, thank you.
I'm genuinely
much.
wondering if
Thanks for
AMD, if they could take over some of this space from Nvidia. I have no clue. It could be
You
nuts.
see all of the innovation that's happening in such a short amount of time. Now,
I mean, it doesn't
earlier
really
in the
apply to us
show,
that much, though,
I was
but-
joined by Microsoft's Pavan Davaluri, who shared the great work that we're doing together on Copilot Plus PCs. Microsoft is also one of our most strategic data center partners, and we've been working very closely with them on our EPYC and Instinct roadmap. To hear more about our partnership and how Microsoft is using MI300X across your infrastructure, here's Microsoft Chairman and CEO, Satya Nadella.
Thank you so
CEO.
much, Lisa. It's great to be with all of you at Computex. We're in the midst of a
Like how you said
massive
it
AI platform
with
shift
you at Computex, bro, is not at
that
Computex. What the hell is he yapping
transform
about?
how we live and work. We are committed to partnering broadly across the industry to make this vision real. That's why our deep partnership with AMD, which has spanned multiple computing platforms, from the PC to custom silicon for Xbox, and now to AI, is so important to us. As Pawan
Xbox
highlighted,
too.
we are excited to partner with you to deliver these new Ryzen AI-powered Copilot Plus PCs.
Are they showcasing a
And we're
handheld
also
at
thrilled
Computex?
to announce last
I feel like that'd be at
month that we
Gamescom.
were the first cloud to deliver general availability of virtual machines using AMD's MI300X accelerator.
If they cut out AI, it'd be 5 minutes
It's a
long.
massive milestone for both our companies, and it
You're
gives
not wrong.
our customers access to very impressive performance and efficiency for their most demanding AI workloads. In fact, it offers today the leading price performance for GPT workloads.
Like, what
this
if
is
you
just
cut
the
out
start.
every
We're
sentence that
excited to
contained the word
collaborate with
AI in it?
AMD, and we'll continue to
How long do you
push
think it'd be?
AI progress forward together across the cloud and edge to bring new value to our joint customers. Thank you all so very much.
They basically already talked about that earlier.
Thank you
They
so
had
much,
Microsoft
Satya.
on, too.
We're so proud of our work with Microsoft. And as you heard from Satya, MI300 delivers the best
50%.
price performance today for GPT-4 workloads and is being deployed broadly across Microsoft's AI compute infrastructure.
In both
Now,
sentences,
let
there
me
she
show
said
you one more
AI.
example of MI300 being used to power OpenAI's Wonderlust
There's another
travel
AI.
assistant built
3
on
sentences,
GPT-4.
3 AIs.
So again, let's start by letting the tool know that we're interested in Taiwan and that we're going to be attending Computex.
Are they finally doing the
And you
thing
might
where I can
ask
schedule a
something
trip
about,
for you? Plan
who's
out a
the
trip?
opening keynote?
Who would that be?
But got it right. Now, let's also ask Wanderlust, what other interesting sites should we see in Taipei? And you can see almost instantly we get lots of options of things to do near the convention center. But if we want to narrow it down to just a few, because we only have a day, we can ask it to plan a day for us. And that day would include things like Elephant Mountain.
How long ago did they advertise? Like, it wasn't AMD, but it was some other company was advertising to plan out a thing. Was that Microsoft? I think it was Microsoft.
I think it just gives you an example of the power
This is
of
cool,
AI. I mean, Wanderlust on MI300 looks
I don't know if I
wonderful.
trusted that. Imagine go to another company and AI can confidently tell you something that's completely incorrect, and then you end up going to the wrong spot doing the wrong things. You don't have food or a place to stay when you're in another country. I don't know,
Now,
bro.
the customer response to MI300
Oh God.
has been
I
overwhelmingly
guess you can
positive.
double check
And
it.
it's just so clear that the demand for AI is just accelerating so much going forward. We're really just at the beginning of a decade-long megacycle for AI. And to address this incredible demand, I have a very exciting roadmap to show you. We launched MI300X last year with leadership inference performance, memory size, and compute capabilities. And we have now expanded our roadmap so it's on an annual cadence. That means a new product family every year. Later this year, we plan to launch MI325X with faster and more memory, followed by our MI350 series in 2025 that will use our new CDNA4 architecture.
Dude, if I took a shot every time they said AI,
MI325 and 350 series will leverage the same
y'all wouldn't be seeing me again.
universal baseboard OCP server design
It'd be AI
used by
Vex at that point.
MI300. And what that means is that our customers can very quickly adopt this new technology. And then in 2026, we'll deliver another
They're doing the exact
brand
same
new
thing as
architecture
Nvidia, by the
with
way, the
CDNA
server
Next
side.
in the MI400 series. So let me show you a little bit, starting with MI325. MI325
Nvidia is
extends
releasing
our leadership
GPUs every
in
single
generative
year
AI
for a
with
server.
Up to 288 gigabytes of ultra-fast HBM3E memory with 6 terabytes per second of memory bandwidth. And it uses the same infrastructure
I didn't
as
tell you is that in this
MI300,
jug,
which makes it
there has
easy for
been
customers to transition.
so much
Now let me
alcohol,
show you some
and it is
competitive
almost
data.
gone.
Compared to the
You know?
competition, MI325
Guys, I'm
offers
cooked.
twice the memory, 1.3 times faster memory bandwidth, and 1.3 times more peak compute performance. And based on this larger memory capacity, you heard what Christian said about
Sipping
the
on some
importance of
tequila.
memory. A single server with 8 MI325 accelerators can run advanced models
Quarter of a
up
gallon's
to 1
worth.
trillion parameters. That's double the size supported by an H200 server.
How many shots is that? God. I lost count.
And then moving into 2025, we'll introduce our CDNA4 architecture, which will deliver the biggest generational leap in AI performance in our history. The MI350 series will be built
Man of
with
culture
advanced
right here.
3-nanometer process technology and supports for FP4 and FP6 data types, and will again drop into the same
17 shots
infrastructure
per
as
750
MI300
milliliters.
and
Holy shit.
MI325. We
So these
are
are coming in
super
2025,
excited about the AI performance of CDNA4.
350. So they're basically
So
just
if you just take a look at that
every
history,
year they
when we
want
launched CDNA3, we were 8 times more AI performance compared to our prior generation. And with CDNA4,
That's what I'm gonna do.
we're on track to
I'll probably
deliver
use this for an edit,
35 times
and I'll put it
increase.
into DaVinci Resolve, which translates,
35
or
times increase in
it turns,
performance
what is it called?
compared to
It turns
CDNA3.
into a transcript, and then you can search the transcript to find AI. That's what I'm gonna do.
Instinct supports
I'm gonna
up
ask
to
AI how much
1.5
AI is
times
in
more
it.
memory and delivers 1.2 times more performance overall. We are, thank you.
That's probably them making a breakthrough that's 35%
We are very excited
faster.
about our multi-year
35 times
Instinct and
faster.
ROCm roadmaps, and I can't wait to bring
It's like
all
they
of this
just
new
unlocked a
performance to our
new
AI customers.
set of like new
Now, I have one more
language
topic I'd like to talk
program
about
out.
today, and it's really, in addition
shit.
to our focus on
Makes it a lot
Instinct,
faster.
we've also made significant progress driving the development of high-performance AI networking infrastructure systems. AI network fabrics need to support fast switching rates with very low latency, and they must scale to connect thousands of accelerator nodes. At AMD, we believe that the future of AI networking must be open. Open to allow everyone in the industry to innovate and drive the best solutions together. So for both inferencing and training, it's actually critical to scale up the performance of hundreds of accelerators.
Yeah, I'm wondering how they're going to lay out their
connecting the
GPUs
in a
together.
rack or pod with an incredibly fast, highly resilient interconnect, so they can work as a single compute
What is the
node
interconnect?
to run the largest models.
Okay, so
with
Intel's
fastest
doing
responses.
Ethernet.
Last week, I'm
Nvidia is
very
doing
happy to say
NVLink.
that many of the largest chip cloud
Okay.
systems companies came together to announce plans to
doing
develop
a
an
standard?
open standard for a high-performance fabric that can officially connect hundreds of accelerators. We call this Ultra Accelerator Link, or UA Link, and it's an optimized load store fabric
What does it look
designed
like?
to run at high data rates and leverages AMD's proven
This is pretty
Infinity
cool.
Fabric technology. We actually believe UA Link will be the best solution for scaling accelerators of all types, not just GPUs, but all accelerators, and will be a great alternative to proprietary options. The UA Link 1.0 standard is on track for later this year, with chips supporting UA Link already well into development from multiple vendors. And now the other part of training large models is also
interesting
the
that they
need
teamed
for
up with
scale-out
Intel.
performance, connecting multiple accelerator pods to work together with at-scale installations often spanning hundreds of thousands of GPUs. A broad group of industry leaders formed the Ultra Ethernet Consortium last year to address this challenge. And UEC is the high-performance technology with leading signaling rates. It has
Basically, what they're saying here is that they can't compete directly. Like, if one company, AMD, Intel, or something, were to just make something that competed with NVLink from Nvidia, they wouldn't be able to do that. Like, they're not big enough to be able to do that, so they have to all work together to make a standard to work together.
Open means that as an industry,
That's
we
crazy.
can innovate on top of UEC and solve the needed problems. And the industry can work together to build out the best possible high-performance interconnect for AI and HPC.
That is cool,
so when
though.
you look ahead, what
Open
does
is
this
cool,
mean?
though.
That means we have all the pieces. We have UA Link and Ultra Ethernet, and now we have the complete networking solution for highly performant, highly interoperable, and
That whole
highly
server set
resilient
looks like the
AI
back rooms,
data centers that
except
can
tech.
run the most advanced frontier models. So I hope you can see now that AMD is the only company that can deliver the full set of CPU, GPU, and networking solutions to address all of the needs of the modern data center. And we have accelerated our
That's a good
roadmaps
point on
to
their part.
deliver even more innovation across both our Instinct and
Except
EPYC portfolios.
Nvidia
while
also already does
working
that.
with an open ecosystem of other leaders to deliver industry-leading networking solutions. Now, it's been a wonderful morning. We have so much that we talked about, so let me just wrap things up. We showed you a lot of new products today, from our latest Ryzen 9000 desktops and third-gen Ryzen AI notebook processors with leadership compute
No,
and
this
AI
is a CPU
performance,
presentation.
to our single-chip Versal Gen 2 series that will bring more AI capabilities to the edge, to our next-generation Turin processors that extend the leadership and efficiency of our EPYC portfolio, and our expanded set of Instinct accelerators that will deliver an annual cadence of higher performance. And what I can say is this is an
We're
incredible
gonna break down
time
these
to be in the
CPUs.
technology industry. It's an incredible pace of innovation, and I couldn't be more
Guys,
excited
anybody who was thinking
all
about
of the
GPU
work that
announcement,
we're gonna
it's
do
too early for it.
together in
They're gonna want to do that at
high-performance AI
Gamescom,
computing as an
or they're gonna
industry.
wait
So
until like their
a
own
very, very
presentation.
special
To,
thank you
it's
to all
just,
of our partners who joined us
it's not happening
today.
right now.
Microsoft, HP, Asus,
They usually do
Lenovo,
CPUs at
and
Computex, and then during fall they do
especially
GPUs.
Thank you for all of our partners here in Taiwan and around the world. Thank you for being such a great audience, and have a great Computex 2024. Thank you. Thank you.
Much better presentation than what Nvidia did. Like, I know Nvidia doesn't put that much into these, but like into the Computex ones, but yeah. Oh, let's break it down. Shit. There was cool stuff in there though. So obviously, boys, it got leaked already. Like before that entire presentation, all the specs and stuff already leaked. So we can also use this as a reference, but I also grabbed some screenshots while we were looking at that. So we can definitely reference the screenshots too in terms of performance. If you're asking me, Ryzen 9000 series doesn't look that crazy. Maybe I got the wrong point, but the best thing that I saw about Ryzen 9000 series is freaking this. Guys, this is huge. This AM5 platform is going to be on the same shit from 2027 plus. And in this presentation, they also guaranteed that they're still making AM4 CPUs. That is wild. And this basically means like there's a lot of like 600 boards or 600 series motherboards in general from AM5. Generally, I'm speaking, I think have most features that most people are going to care about. And I'm wondering how they're going to innovate on motherboard technology going forward. You might just be able to stick to these base motherboards and it doesn't even matter. Just get a good one now and you might be set until 2027 plus. You're going to get a good upgrade at some point in the future. Now, we can't guarantee that there's going to be insane generational uplifts because during AM4, they went from Ryzen being pretty bad during 1000 series, but then by 5000 series, they got pretty damn good. And that's because there's a lot of room to grow. I have no clue how much they're going to be able to improve on AM5 because they're already good. So, and they're already kind of beating Intel right now. So, let's look at what they announced here. So, are there any prices? Okay. I don't see any prices on the video cards. They didn't show any prices during the event either, as far as I know. But it's basically the same lineup, it looks like. So there's a 9950X with 16 cores, 32 threads, 5.7 gigahertz max boost speed, 80 megabytes of cache. Let me see what the Ryzen 7950X. How much did this have? How much cache did this have? Did they change their website? They did. This looks good. Okay. L3 cache. Okay, so we're getting more cache. Is it on the actually is it on this? Does it show more cache? Okay. So that you can actually compare here. So the 7950X has 80 megabyte. Oh, what? Oh, they count L2 cache and L3 cache, I think. Okay, I guess that makes more sense. So the 9950, they have the same amount of cache, actually the same boost clock. So we're going from 5.7 gigahertz, 5.7 gigahertz. And it seems like they're already predicting the X3D chips. I don't know if these are official leaks or anything like that, but it looks like these chips are rumored and their specs are out. And compared to... Oh, wait, I'm so stupid, bro. I'm looking at the wrong stupid thing. Bruh. I was about to say, I was like, how do we have these right now? I'm like looking at the wrong spot. Guys, I'm tired. So, yeah, it looks like the only improvement we're really going to be seeing here is architectural improvements. And what they're showing is IPC. So this is instructions per clock. So basically the efficiency of the chips. And compared from Zen 4 to Zen 5, it's faster. And you know these are probably cherry-picked benchmarks. This isn't that crazy. Am I nuts, y'all? Like, this is about 15% faster on average. That's not that much. It's better. Check the watts of the 9600X. I mean, yeah, there's 65 watts. I mean, maybe they're just going after efficiency. Because the 7700X last gen was 105 watts. 7600X was 105 watts. But are they not going to offer a non-X variation? So this isn't that big of an improvement. As far as I can tell, they will be better. They will be better. But this isn't, I don't even think this is a situation where like, oh, wait for Ryzen 9000 series. Honestly, if you get a 7800 X3D right now and you're gaming, it's probably going to be as fast, maybe even faster, maybe, than their top end chips from a Granite Ridge here at 9000 series. Now, obviously, that's not including the 9000 series X3D parts, but generally speaking, it might be better. So if you can find a good deal on a 7800 X3D, I don't know why you wouldn't get it. So AM6 next year, that's just not happening. They guarantee that it isn't happening. So I'm guessing just their power efficiency is a little bit better. I mean, the 9950X is still 170 watts. The 7900X to the 9900X is now 120 watts. So that's a little bit better, I guess. But it's not that crazy. So this was supposed to be like a really hype part of the launch, and I don't see anything that's that nuts. So what they're saying here is this is the instructions per clock over the generations. So, I mean, most people were happy with Zen 4 to Zen 5, or Zen 3 to Zen 4, which is Ryzen 5000 series to 7000 series. So a lot of people were happy from that one to that one. So maybe it's fine. I mean, if they're about 15% faster, it seems pretty average and other kind of stuff. So maybe I'm missing something. Maybe they'll perform better in game and that kind of stuff. But at the moment, it's not that nuts. Yeah, so if you have a 7800 X3D, I mean, your only upgrade is going to be a 9800 X3D, honestly. So AMD announced the Ryzen 9000 series that will launch on July 31st. So they said it's in July, but it's basically August. This early release allows AMD to prepare its 9000 X3D series to launch shortly after Intel's Core Ultra 200 series. So Intel is announcing new CPUs on Lunar Lake. I hate the naming. God. Which is expected for Q4 of 2024. So AMD is going to be lining up their X3D parts with Intel's, and they're probably going to clap Intel's cheeks. Bro, I don't think Lunar Lake's going to be that much better. Which, Core Ultra, why is it called Core Ultra? It's so stupid. So I'm not seeing anything that major here. Now we go back to the stream. Well, also, let's look at this. So they do compare the 14900K to the 9950X. Because I guess technically, when this comes out, that's going to be Intel's top-end chip. And they're saying that it's going to be up to 23% faster on average, about 13% faster in gaming. So, interesting. And it's going to be a lot faster in Blender, of all things, on productivity side. So, cool, I guess. That's not that impressive. I would think Intel would be able to catch this in a generation. I wouldn't expect anything else, really, unless Intel has problems with their stuff. I'm going to link this in chat, by the way. This is at videocards.com. But let's look at the stream again. So they also announced a lot of the laptop chips. Which there's so many freaking people up here, and when Asus came up, they got booed to all oblivion. This guy, oh my god, chat was crazy. Oh my god, chat was nuts. So the new laptops, they seem like they're going to be good. They didn't talk about the GPU performance of them really. I mean, they talk about the Ally X a little bit. And unless I missed that, I might have got distracted. But I didn't see that much of a GPU performance on the mobile side of things. I mean, a lot of us probably don't care much about mobile. I would see, like, I got a Steam Deck, right? And I freaking love it. Like, it's really cool. But at the same time, if I'm at home, I would rather play with a keyboard, mouse at a more powerful setup at my desk than play on the Steam Deck. And that's one of the issues that I've had with it. So unless like this is your primary setup, I don't really get this for gaming. Maybe for work, these these Strix Point GPUs and stuff on the APU side of things on a laptop is going to be really, really good. Because they will be powerful on the GPU side. It's supposed to be as fast as like a PS4 Pro, which is pretty good, honestly. Maybe faster. You'll be able to overclock it because of less power. I mean, they usually end up pushing the power draw, I think. They needle drop the RDNA 3.5 and tip people off. That wouldn't be GPU news. Yeah, pretty much. So we're basically, yeah, we are confirmed. Where the heck was that? Do I have a screenshot of that? Let's see. So they said, yeah, they showed a bunch of AI benchmarks. Once AI becomes useful, let me know. But it also shows, dude, look at their freaking names. AI9HX370. This is the biggest fucking blunder. Why? Why did it? What is the amalgamation of letters, bro? What is that shit? Ain't nobody know what's happening there. God damn. I get it. They want to make like a new revolution. But why? Fuck, dude. It's so annoying. It's so stupid. Why did they copy Intel? I think what they should have done is like they should have just taken their, you know, their old naming scheme and then just made another freaking suffix and said like, oh, this is a 90. I mean, it'd be on mobile, so have different names, but like a 9950X on mobile, and just append AI to it to show you that it has an AI processor on it. Just like, come on, guys. Come on, it's not that hard. They've been doing this forever. They gotta make it. They gotta make it freaking weird. All right. Gotta make it weird. Where is that stupid thing? It's like they talked about what kind of architecture was in the AI PCs or the Strix Point ones. I don't even know. I don't know where it was. Like here?
You can see all
this
of
is a
that
screenshot.
Single threading times reviewers in the telehealth cases. I told you earlier.
Thank you, Lisa. Great to talk in their design.
I think it's when she held it up. When did she hold it up? She was like holding it. It was like holding that tiny little chip. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure where it is, honestly. Maybe like here? 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 Is it? No. Guys, I can't find it. It's somewhere in here, though. It definitely is somewhere in here. Wait. Here it is. Here it is. RDNA 3.5 GPU, XDNA 2 NPU, Copilot plus PC. So you actually need certain requirements to do a Copilot plus PC. So Microsoft is requiring it. You need at least 16 gigs of RAM, 256 gig SSD, and you need to have at least 50 AI tops. So 50 AI performance and that kind of shit. They already, hardware unbox already uploaded them? Yeah, we're gonna peep that. But I mean, it seems like the mobile chips are pretty good. I'm not too into mobile. I don't really test it, other than maybe the handhelds. Holy shit! Yeah, they already uploaded. So they had information before. I mean, they had to have. And they prepped this video.
Welcome back to Hardware Unboxed. AMD just announced new Zen 5 desktop processors, new motherboard chipsets to support them, additional details on the AM5 socket.
Okay,
and
there's a lot more
mobile
information
chips
actually.
with a heavy dose of AI. We've been briefed on all the info ahead of time, so when I filmed this, I was still here in Australia, but right now I'll be over in Taiwan for Computex. Anyway, let's get into the details after a quick word from our Computex sponsor.
The Hardware Unboxed Computex coverage is brought to you by MSI and Thermal.
I think they had
Grizzly.
MSI last
Check
year,
out
didn't they?
MSI's all-new gaming slim graphics cards. They're thinner and lighter, allowing for hassle-free compatibility and installation, while still delivering award-winning performance that MSI is known for. Included is the latest
Award-winning?
Tri-Frozer 3 cooler in either black or white using Torx 5.0 fans, a nickel-plated copper base plate with up to 8 core pipes to ensure optimal heat dissipation and ultra.
I haven't had an MSI GPU in a
Enjoy
long
ray
time.
tracing and DLSS 3 with Nvidia's Ada architecture, and tap into elite-level system responsiveness through Reflex, giving you the competitive edge where it matters in-game. Learn more about the all-new MSI GeForce RTX 40 series gaming slim graphics cards via links in the description.
Okay.
Also, supporting our Computex trip is Thermal Grizzly and their new Cryo Sheet, a high-performance.
You know, guys, I tried these at one point. I was building it.
Isn't subject to the kind of degradation
what's it called? The ITX PC. And I tried to put this Thermal Grizzly on there. I like ripped the stupid thing because I kept taking the cooler on and off because it didn't fit.
AMD's major announcements from today are new Ryzen 9000
That's the only problem with
desktop processors, with confirmation that AMD R&D jumping from the 7000 series with Zen 4 straight up to the 9000 series for Zen 5. These CPUs, codenamed Granite Ridge, are of course socket AM5 compatible, supporting DDR5 and PCIe 5.0 technologies. While AMD hasn't done a deep dive just yet on the Zen 5 architecture these new CPUs use,
their announcement was really fast, like really fast.
AMD made clear in their briefing that this is a major overhaul to their core design, describing it as a sweeping update in contrast to some previous architectures that were more iterative. Zen 5 includes significant improvements to branch prediction, wider pipelines, and deeper window sizes.
It's kind of weird because isn't RDNA 4 kind of like a bug fixing generation for RDNA? This is kind of like a not bug fixing generation, but a optimization generation for Zen. That's interesting.
With AMD claiming up to twice the instruction bandwidth, twice the data bandwidth, and twice the AVX512 throughput relative to Zen 4. This translates into a 16% claimed IPC improvement for Zen 5 versus Zen 4 using a geomean. This includes gains of 17% and 23% respectively in common benchmarks like Cinebench and Blender, though there will be outliers on either side. On the low end, AMD are quoting 10% gains, but for specific workloads that harness certain aspects to
like they have like no games in here at all, but then they just have Far Cry 6. It's the only game. Oh, no, there's League. The League's on here too.
The new architecture, such as AVX512, those improvements could be much more substantial. There's been a lot of speculation around Zen 5's IPC figures lately. I've seen anything from a 5% gain to some pretty outrageous rumors of over 30%, so it's good to finally get...
I heard those rumors that Ryzen 9000 was like insanely fast. I was like, dude, it's always, bro, it's somebody out there just like, it's amazing. It's the next coming of Christ. Like, bro, shut up.
Get some confirmation.
It ain't that.
This is a pretty typical IPC gain compared to AMD's previous architectures. Zen 4 versus Zen 3 was a 13% uplift, Zen 3 versus Zen 2 a 19% uplift, and Zen 2 was around the 15% mark over Zen 1 and Zen Plus. And those are all AMD's quoted numbers from their presentations at the time. Provided these claims from AMD are accurate, this is a very consistent pace of execution with each major Zen architecture.
That's good, though. I mean,
However,
they're going to be
the total
solid.
performance improvement from Zen 5 will be limited by...
Their performance is going up, but also if we go to the other thing, their power is going a little bit down. So that means they're getting more efficient. That's good. That's good. Because those ones are getting kind of hot. And the AM5 CPUs on the top end, they just shoot up to 95 degrees and then they just sit there, and that's intended behavior. I'm like, bro, can that not be intended behavior? That was like, ugh, God. It's a little scary.
Clock speeds. This new generation isn't providing significant increases in frequency based on listed specifications for each part, and core counts are identical to the Zen 4 generation. The flagship Ryzen 9 9950X is shown with a 5.7 GHz boost clock, the same as the Ryzen 9 7950X, though we don't know how all core clocks will fare. This suggests the majority of the performance gains will be down to IPC and architectural changes. In comparison, AMD was able to achieve a 16% frequency
just not,
increase
I mean,
with
it's
their
not
Zen
like
4
insane.
flagship compared to Zen 3, which helped raise overall performance. I suspect that in a typical workload, this will make Zen 5 a smaller gain over its predecessor than Zen 4 achieved. This should be more of a Zen 3 versus Zen 2 improvement. That generation did not see a significant clock speed increase, but did benefit from a large IPC gain. Part of this is down to AMD using a very similar node for Zen 5 as Zen 4.
I mean, that's kind of a good thing, though. If their clocks are going up, that means their power is probably also going up. So it's kind of good not to have that. It's like, oh, cool. Get more efficient chips and they're still faster. That's solid. And especially if you're coming from like a 5000 series, or even if you're on Ryzen 3000, it's like, hey, maybe this performance is enough to make all the way to the leap to 9000. It's going to be quite a bit faster than this.
AMD said these parts are built on TSMC 4nm technology, which is what was used for Ryzen 8000 APUs. Ryzen 7000 CPUs with Zen 4 used TSMC's N5 node, and both 5nm and 4nm nodes are part of the same family. The full Ryzen 9000 lineup includes all the models that you would expect at launch. There's a 16-core Ryzen 9 9950X, a 12-core Ryzen 9 9900X, an 8-core Ryzen 9 9700X, and a 6-core Ryzen 5 9600X. We don't have pricing for these parts.
A lot, bro, the point is, if you get 10%, 10%, 10% after 3 generations, it's pretty significant, and people aren't trying to upgrade their CPUs every generation. And this is typical for them. Like, this is they're actually getting 16% IPC. So like this is actually around a little bit better than what they would normally get in a generation. And people were excited about 7000 series. And then these ones have even less power, like in terms of like wattage. It's cool.
Yet, but they will be launched in
It's
July
not riveting.
2024,
It's not earth shattering, but
now.
it's a good generation.
SMT and similar
Solid.
cache capacities to Zen 4. So the 9700X, for example, has 32 megavel 3 and 8 megavel 2 for a total of 40 megabytes in cache. The 8-core and 6-core models see a 100 MHz frequency increase over their Ryzen 7000 counterparts, while the higher core count models see no frequency gain in terms of max boost. The 8-core and 6-core models see a 100 MHz frequency increase over their Ryzen 7000 counterparts, while the higher core count models see no frequency gain in terms of max boost. What has been updated though are the TDPs, which isn't a great indication of actual power consumption, but does give some idea of how Zen 5 is stacking up relative to previous models.
I mean, if they go off of the same idea, if their TDP number is the same from both generations, and they should be in ballpark. That should give you a reference point.
The flagship 9950X remains as a 170 watt part, but the 9900X drops to 120 watts, down from 170 watts previously.
Yeah,
the
Master Chief is
and
OG, bro.
9600X also now become just 65 watt processors instead of 105 watts previously with the 7700X and 7600X. This puts their TDPs much more in line with the non-X
The cache of the 9600X is pretty nice compared to that.
Were 65 watt parts. AMD aren't making a ton of performance claims today, but did show some comparisons pitting the 9950X up against the Intel Core i9 14900K. For productivity workloads, AMD are claiming notably better performance, such as a 21% gain in Cinebench R24 and a 56% gain in Blender. Our previous benchmarking had the 14900K and Ryzen 9 7950X neck and neck in most productivity workloads, or in some cases the 14900K was ahead, like in Photoshop. AMD are suggesting the 9950X should put them into a clearly superior position, although this is just a comparison to 14th gen.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like this stuff is only going to be relevant until the end of the year. It's just like, okay, you have the fastest CPU until December. Cool.
Are expecting new Arrow Lake processors from Intel in the fourth quarter of the year. Similarly, AMD are claiming a 13% average performance improvement across 6 games for the 9950X versus 14900K. Our previous benchmarks using an RTX 4090 at 1080p had the 14900K 10% ahead of the 7950X, while losing to the 7800X 3D. We had the 3D Vcache model coming in around 5% ahead based on a 21 game sample. This would imply that Zen 5 non-X3D models should deliver gaming performance around that of the Zen 4 X3D parts, although AMD has tested using a Radeon RX 7900 XTX, with both platforms set to use DDR5 6000 memory. In our game benchmarks, we typically pair the 14900K with DDR5 7200 CL34 memory, as it supports higher memory frequencies, which improves gaming performance by a few percent. It's also not fully clear what power profile AMD used for the 14900K on the MSI motherboard they were
I agree.
using.
I really like
They
lower
list the
power draw.
Intel default, but this could mean anything these days. Basically, what I'm saying here is that while these numbers can give some indication, they should firstly be taken with a grain of salt, as they are likely cherry-picked, and secondly taken with even more grains of salt due to the way they have been tested. Hopefully though, we do see Zen 5 coming out of the gate with highly competitive results. It should also be noted here that there are no X3D models being announced for the initial release of Zen 5 Ryzen 9000 CPUs, so like with previous generations, we're expecting that those models will be launched and released, even announced at some level.
Well, okay. I'm trying to think of how this is going to go down, because if we think about Ryzen 7000 series, it was received in a way as like, oh, it's faster and is like good performance and everything. People were happy with that, but it just costed too much at launch. So now, and the reason it cost too much was because the motherboards were really expensive. DDR5 was still pretty expensive as well. So now that we've gotten to this point, there's pretty good affordable boards and stuff. So is 9000 series going to be met with, it's basically the same uplift that 5000 to 7000 had. Is 9000 going to be pretty reasonable when it launches, because things are a little bit cheaper now? And is it going to make 7000 series a really good deal? Because it's not like 7000 is bad, you know? So yeah, I wouldn't expect also, if you were thinking it's like, oh, wait till 9000 series and I'll get a 7800 X3D then, because those chips will go down in price. If the performance of a 7800 X3D is about the same as the newer chips in terms of gaming, the price probably isn't going to go down that much, maybe a little bit, but it still has its value, so it doesn't matter. So
later date, but yeah, no discussion of the 3D V-Cache Zen 5 models right
yeah,
now.
I agree. The 2027 plus support was
As
the biggest
for the
thing.
AM5 platform, there's good news to share, with AMD extending their confirmed lifespan for AM5 through to 2027 and beyond. Previously, AMD have only stated support up to 2025 plus. That's been extended by
Rumors are
this
this 9000 X3D is going to be Q4
more
this year.
clarity around the future of the platform. However, we do need to be somewhat cautious about specifically what AMD is claiming here. While they are claiming support until 2027 plus, they have not specifically confirmed support for the next CPU architecture beyond Zen 5.
Yeah, I agree. I was thinking about this.
Zen 6. The reason to be cautious here is AMD.
They might just
in this very
release
same
a bunch
slide
of
say that AM4
9000
is
series
continuing to be
chips.
supported today and into 2025, despite there being no new CPU architecture launches on the platform since 2020.
Their
or
vague
2021
language
if you
is
want to count
concerning.
the Vcache models. So the least charitable interpretation of this slide would be that AM5 will be supported to 2027 plus, just with refreshed Zen 5 CPU launches instead of new Zen 6 models. With that said, in my opinion, the way most people would interpret this and the way AMD would want you to interpret this is that at minimum Zen 6 will be supported on the AM5 platform.
I already have footage of
Marketing the
Computex.
platform in this way strongly implies this, and the implication is stronger now that support has extended to 2027. Anything short of Zen 6 on AM5 now would be highly misleading, given it will almost certainly launch before 2027, so I fully expect Zen 6 to be supported on AM5, and I believe that the way that AMD has gone about this
You all saw that
presentation is
Godzilla picture, right?
to tell you that Zen 6 will be supported without actually announcing Zen 6, because the focus here is on Zen 5. Alongside increased commitment to the AM5 platform, AMD are announcing new 800 series chipsets X870 and X870E, with AMD deciding.
How did this launch? When AM5 first launched and it had 7000 series, didn't it just launch with the X670 boards, and then it took about a month for the B series boards to come out, and then for the B series boards to actually be affordable, it took like another 6 months. I mean, we already have the infrastructure. The boards we have right now will work with these new chips. So, but that's kind of odd. I wish they could roll them all at the same time, but they have to make the chipset chips. So,
deciding to skip the 700 series. Relative to X670 and X670E, these new chipsets bring 3 key advantages: USB 4 support as standard across all motherboards, PCIe 5.0 for both graphics and NVMe storage as standard across all motherboards, and increased memory frequency support through Expo. This makes X870 more of an iterative
they
update
skipped 700
on
series
X670,
boards.
though it should raise the minimum capabilities of an X series board compared to the initial batch of X670 boards.
Which is kind of annoying.
As some examples, the Gigabyte X670 Gaming X and Asus Prime X670p are around $200 US, but only include support for PCIe 5.0 in the first M.2 slot, with PCIe 4.0 support maximum for the primary x16 graphics slot. X870 versions of these boards would have to support PCIe 5.0 for both the primary M.2 and x16 slots, as well as integrating USB 4. Interestingly, as part of their briefing, AMD...
Okay, so the biggest thing is probably USB 4. The other thing he was talking about is like you get more Gen 5 SSD slots, which... Who even has a Gen 5 drive? Unless that allows you to get more PCIe lanes, because it's like each lane has higher bandwidth. So technically one PCIe Gen 5 lane is equivalent to 4 PCIe Gen 3 lanes. So unless you're using it for that, it's who really cares about Gen 5 SSDs? They don't even really make a difference, as far as I can tell.
hinted that PCIe 5.
But USB 4 is cool. Like you might actually want to use USB 4. I mean, I don't know the exact specific use cases, but if you really need high bandwidth, we're talking like really fast shit over USB, then yeah, you can do that. It's basically Thunderbolt.
GPUs are coming soon, which is perhaps a reference to the capabilities of RDNA 4, which is rumored to use PCIe 5.0. X870 and X870E boards are of course backwards compatible with Ryzen 7000 and Ryzen 8000 CPUs based on Zen 4, though they will also support Ryzen 9000 out of the box. Similarly, existing 600 series boards are forwards compatible with Zen
I agree.
5, so after
USB
a
4 is
update,
more
you
important
should be able to
on
drop in
laptop,
a
but it's nice to have
9000
on
series
desktop.
CPU and have it work just fine. We're also going to have to wait and see what higher Expo memory clock support actually means. All of AMD's performance data for Ryzen 9000 was captured on an X670E board at DDR5 6000, and there was no mention of Zen 5 actually supporting faster memory. It's possible that it does, we just don't know to what level, whether that memory support will also be possible on X670 boards, or whether these updates to X870 are largely
Sounds like a really popular board.
Expect to see more on X870 as we head to the Computex show floor in the next few days. As for additional updates, AMD are launching the Ryzen 9 5900 XT and Ryzen 7 5800 XT on
It's basically
AM4 in
Thunderbolt.
July as well. The 5800 XT is a 100 MHz overclock of the 5800X, while the
Wait, what? Oh yeah, these got leaked at one point. I remember these. I forget. Or weren't they just slightly overclocked or underclocked? I don't know. Of the X ones, I thought it was like that's all it was.
5900 XT appears to be a 100 MHz downclocked version of the Ryzen 9 5950.
Oh shit, that is a 16 core. I didn't even notice that. That's weird. I agree. Why is it on a 5950 XT?
DX. The second half of AMD's presentation largely focused on mobile parts, which we don't really cover at Hardware Unboxed. Key features include an upgrade to Zen 5 CPU cores, RDNA 3.5 graphics,
Yeah, it's like, I don't think I'm gonna be testing this either.
NPU with 50 TOPS of performance, meeting the minimum requirements for Microsoft's new Copilot Plus feature. Some of the interesting things here are the 12-core design in the flagship model, up from 8 cores with their
Maybe we will
previous
see a
monolithic
24-core
APUs.
one. I
This is
doubt it
split into
though.
4 Zen 5
The problem
cores
there
and
is
8
there's only
Zen
2
5C
CCXs.
cores. Integrated graphics gets bumped up to 16 compute units, up from 12, and these will be available on laptops from various OEMs beginning in July. Of course, what we're seeing here is AMD's Strix Point design, not the heavily rumoured Strix Halo APU, which is said to increase the CPU design up to 16 cores and the GPU up to a massive 40 compute units. As far as this briefing
40
is concerned,
compute
AMD's
units on
focus
mobile,
at
that's
Computex
crazy.
is on Strix Point and the new AI capabilities it brings, because of course there has to be mention of AI. Speaking of AI, these new mobile parts have indeed been renamed to the Ryzen AI 300 series, completely ditching the Ryzen 9000 type branding that they otherwise would have used. This means AMD directly moves from Ryzen 8000 APUs to Ryzen AI 300. Yep, makes a heap of sense. They're even calling this the third generation of AI CPUs from AMD. Don't even really know what that means. Anyway, this includes the Ryzen AI 9 HX 370
No, they didn't do any GPUs,
and
so.
Ryzen AI 9 365, which are honestly quite bad names that somehow make Ryzen 9 8940HS feel like less of a mouthful, a truly impressive feat given...
What the Bro, they even made the same diagram Intel made. Where like they gotta block it out. It's like, oh, this does that, this does that. Bro, what the fuck is this? What? AMD Ryzen AI 9HX 370. What the fuck? Why is there a number between letters between number? Ah, it's so stupid. Bro.
8940HS feel like less of a mouthful, a truly impressive feat given the shocking nature of mobile part naming. Now, to be fair to AMD, they claim this naming makes more sense. They're going to put the HX on the stickers that you see on laptops and those sorts of things instead of it being at the end of the product name. I'm not convinced. I think it is still a bit of a mouthful. It's also pretty clear that AMD has gone with this naming scheme to directly counter Intel's upcoming Lunar Lake naming scheme, which is expected to be the Core Ultra 200 series. You see, 300 is better than 200, therefore AMD better. Oh, and AMD is putting AI in the name, so yeah, doubly better. This is the sort of
there's so much better. It's
behavior
insane.
that AMD seems to love with some product lines, like with
those
their
word
Radeon
engineers
GPUs,
out there, man,
to try and
they're
come as
cooking.
close to matching Nvidia's GeForce GPUs on price as they can, while being very slightly cheaper, though usually not by enough. Personally, I don't think following the competition in this way is a clear path to success. AMD should be trying to forge their own path and put themselves into a leader position, which is exactly what they are doing with Ryzen desktop parts. Clearly, AMD doesn't care for those CPUs that Intel are likely to go with the Core Ultra 200 brand for Arrow Lake desktop parts. They're sticking with Ryzen 9000 and showing leadership in that market.
Well, they're only putting the AI names if there's actually AI in it. Dude, my brain is melting, bro. I can't. Why? I don't get it, bro. It doesn't help that I'm on like 3 hours of sleep right now. Bro.
Changing the naming of the mobile scheme to follow Intel, but also increasing the number from 200 to 300. I don't know, it's pretty uninspiring stuff. If interested, AMD is claiming better performance for the Ryzen 9 AI HX 370 than the Qualcomm Snapdragon X Elite, Apple M3, and Intel Core Ultra 185H.
That's interesting.
As for the Radeon side of AMD's...
I will be excited to watch other channels review these because there's no way I'm buying all these laptops.
We didn't hear anything significantly new in our Computex pre-briefing. RDNA 4 was not announced or shown off or even teased, although who knows, maybe it was mentioned in the actual Computex keynote, which just concluded. This isn't hugely surprising, considering the focus is on Zen 5,
just to confirm you,
AI
Tim, it wasn't.
Which is all the rage these days, and we're not expecting RDNA 4 to launch until later this year. Still, a bit disappointing for those that wanted to hear about next-gen graphics. The only Radeon announcement was the
There was no way it was coming.
Radeon Pro W7900 dual slot, which is just a new variant of their workstation W7900 card that's more compact and a bit cheaper. So that's it for AMD's Zen 5 announcement at Computex 2024. Very exciting to get confirmed details on next-gen Ryzen CPUs after what's felt like months and months of rumors. Plus, Steve is super keen to start reviewing them in July, which isn't too far away. There's plenty more to check out.
Have they talked about the CPUs yet? Yeah, that's what they all. That's the only thing they talked about.
Stay tuned for that. Anyway, as I
The
said,
keynote's
that's
over.
it for this video. If you do appreciate our content here at Hardware Unboxed, please do consider subscribing to see all of our Computex coverage and supporting us directly through our Patreon and Float Plan accounts. Links to those are in the description below. Yeah, that's it. I'll be flying off to
Obviously,
Taiwan in just a moment,
like,
so we got this in just before we ended up...
Like Hardware Unboxes video. I know you guys, small channel, you probably don't know who they are. Hardware Unbox, yeah, you should probably like their video, Yeah, if you want to go, you can rewind the stream and stuff. Definitely react to the whole thing. Overall, though, it seems like Ryzen 9000 is like pretty good. It's not an insane generation. It's not earth-shattering. It's not like when they dropped the 5800 X3D and everybody, their jaws were on the floor and they're dying, healing over. No, it's not like that. But it is they're good. It's a good uplift generation on generation, and now motherboards are in a stable situation with AM5, so it's probably gonna be easier to upgrade. And this might be enough performance and enough time that a lot of people are considering an upgrade. So I could see people maybe leaving AM4 for it. And the biggest announcement was really that they're guaranteeing support on these processors. One sec. On AM5. Where is this? They're guaranteeing support until 2027. But like how Hardware Unbox is saying, it's not guaranteed that this is going to be full generations, which is weird that they're being so iffy about the naming. They're like tiptoeing. It's more than they said before. They only guaranteed to 2025 when they announced when 7000 series came out in 2022. So at least it's further than that, but it doesn't guarantee full generations because they might just, make Zen 5 CPUs and keep releasing new Zen 5 ones. So yeah, overall though, it was a good presentation from AMD. Pretty exciting stuff. Is way more entertaining than Nvidia's, and I'm glad at least that's a thing because Nvidia's was like me. That shit was so boring, bro. AI. Probably the most exciting thing on the Nvidia one was they made Earth 2, and that was wild. They made the sequel, the DLC patch to Earth, but I'm excited for when these chips come out. They're supposed to come out. They said July, but it's July 31st that they're launching, so it's really August. So I'm excited for when they come out. See how they are. I don't have contacts with AMD, so I'm probably not getting review samples or anything like that, but I might get one to try it out. I don't know. The 7800 X3D though, if you're being honest here, it's just like the 5800 X3D when 7000 series launched. The 5800 X3D from the old generation was pretty much as good as all the new chips. So you didn't really need to upgrade. If you have a 7800 X3D now, or if you're thinking about buying one, there isn't really any reason to not get it. It doesn't matter. So like, just if you find a good deal on a 7800 X3D, they might even launch a 7600 X3D like they did for AM4. So there's a whole bunch of things. I would get it. It doesn't really matter. So, all right. That's about it for me, guys. I'm like tired, bro. Your boy dying. I'll wrap it up. I'm fucking tired. You guys want to say anything? Any questions before we wrap it up? I was wondering, Brian says, I was wondering, could the AMD desktop CPU with 65 watts can be in a laptop? I mean, my laptop gets up to close to that, so maybe. It's going to be a burning hot laptop, but yeah. All right, boys. That was fun, though. That's fun. At least we had a good presentation. Those ones are fun. The NVIDIA one, nah. But all right. Y'all have a good night, good morning, good rest of your day, wherever the heck you are. Obviously, there's tons of different people in the chat here. I know. Time zone's crazy. We'll see you guys. Peace.